All right.
No, don't start yet. I said you when you're ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
No, I need to set up all the rules.
Well, it's just we can have it. There's like 6. Tucker, hot sauce. Yes, we have to taste it. We have to do the taste test. Them's the rules. Oh wait, Randy's going up.
Oh, they cast them all upon me.
The female Miss Marvel who's Muslim and is stretchy like Mr. Fantastic and not all of his Marvel. So this is just a female Mr. Fantastic. It's fine, I'll use this stuff
I'm not ready.
Yeah, this is our funny clip that we put in the start.
Your intro is offensive.
It tastes like there's like syrup in here.
Yeah.
Tastes like there's lead in the sauce.
No, like the drink tastes like there's like they put like pancake syrup in here.
It's always
Oh.
like that.
I'll keep that. I'll
It's weird.
Tenant, 300 million.
When did that even happen? Which docket are you editing?
7.
All right. Well, while Tucker's
Are we
editing it,
starting
we
with
can
7 or
start. We
6?
can start with the nugget review.
No,
while you're
that's
at
fine.
it.
We'll just start with episode 6.
All right. Are we ready to
We're
start?
gonna talk about. We don't have to add it.
Now let's go.
Isn't Mac?
All right.
The guy who
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the McDonCast episode 6/7 because we missed last week because Patrick was busy and we were somewhere else for some reason.
What were we doing last
I
week?
don't remember. It
Doesn't
doesn't matter.
matter.
It's not relevant.
Probably smuggling all those kids across the border. All right. Hello.
Today we're starting off with McDonald's, as you may or may not know, actually released new so spicy McNuggets. So we're gonna be trying the spicy nugs today.
Sam, smell the sauce.
We're gonna see how that goes, and we got
Oops.
the
Get my
sauce.
sauce all over
Spicy
my
sauce.
nuggets.
So we're gonna try that out.
Patrick just spilled his sauce all over his nuts.
Oh God, that
Yeah.
smells terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, there's no way this is gonna be good.
Guys,
Absolutely no
guys,
way.
hype for food tasting.
No way this flavor
This
is
is gonna be a
good.
long episode,
It's
by
This
the
is
not-
way.
how you get famous
It's
on
not a
YouTube.
flavor. It's like
Oh, Wyatt's not here again, by the way. He's gone.
Oh my god.
It just kind of tastes like sriracha.
It's like bad sriracha.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's fine.
And it's
wanna eat
basically
it.
It's just like cheap salsa.
Yeah,
Try it
it's
on
like-
the fries.
No, it's just like cheap sriracha.
No, it's just like cheap salsa. It doesn't really taste like anything.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of this.
Throw away.
Yeah.
Okay, with
I've
fries.
dipped
All right, cool. Well,
Fries. Not.
so
We
I'm
did
gonna.
the nugs. We did the sauce. We can get the nugs.
Yeah, we need to do the nuggets without the sauce now.
I put this in the trash.
they taste like the windy one.
They
Yep,
do
all
taste.
Ugh.
They taste.
So
like,
far, our review: sauce bad. Don't get sauce
Sauce terrible. Oh my god.
unless you're a fan of cheap hot sauces.
Nugs themselves, not
Oh,
terrible.
you know what we need?
They
You know
do
what
just
we're
taste
missing
like
here?
spicy McNuggets.
Yeah, they just taste like McNuggets with a little bit of spice.
Well, this is the PewDiePie figure. He's gotta be on the screen.
Yeah, those are
Boom. There we go. Now it's complete. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
it's just the
this
sauce
is.
that sucks.
Ready to
I need ketchup.
hit the docket?
All right. So,
Sam, is this yours?
it's one mine.
No mind.
So, Tucker, you can introduce it. I'm getting ketchup.
Okay. So we missed last week because Sam said as we were Patrick was busy. We can't have no McDonCast without Patrick.
I'm essential. I'm an essential worker.
So we're gonna start off with last week, and maybe we'll make it all the way through this week. I don't know. If we might be.
Well, let's start with this week, and then if we have time for last week's stuff, we'll get to
All right,
last
that's
week.
a good idea. So
Hit the relevant stuff.
we're gonna
Yeah.
start off with the two biggest gaming newses of the week.
Okay, the nugs without the sauce are way better.
Yeah. Okay. Two big pieces of news, both about Minecraft. One, our boy Minecraft Steve is in Smash Bros. He looks broken.
You know, it would.
He looks insane as a kid. Like his ledge guarding potential is basically god tier.
Yeah, I don't think.
But it was a matter of time before they added him.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I think he definitely. I think he probably was supposed to be part of the base game, and they just didn't have time to finish the character.
I don't think that's true.
How hard is making Minecraft?
Because from the reports that we've seen from like different news articles and what Sakurai said, it sounds like they've been working on this character for at least a year or more.
Well, one of the strangest parts is that, like, with every other Smash character, when they put them in the game, they alter them to put them in the art style of the game.
Mhm.
So, like, if you play Mario Odyssey and Smash Bros., Mario doesn't look quite the same. He's, like, changed slightly. Steve looks like they just ripped him out of Minecraft.
They just went boop. Bloop, there you go.
Change Minecraft.
I know, but it's the
Yeah.
biggest graphical exception I've ever seen. Like, if you were to look just at the stage, it looks just like a Minecraft.
That's
Well, I mean, Mr.
exactly
Game &
the
Watch is kind of the same way, where he's literally just like the thing.
Well, you can't really change him. He's just a black.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's the same thing. It's like he's literally just like a pixel art man.
Yeah. So,
But I mean, I guess so is like Duck Hunt Dog.
But Mr. Game & Watch never looked bad.
Neither did Minecraft Steve.
Yeah, he looks great.
so
He looks like Minecraft.
his moveset
And
is
Alex, don't forget Alex.
Alex is in the game.
So is Enderman.
So is Enderman and Zombie, they're both alts.
They're all the same. They all play the same.
So, in terms of his moveset, he does look incredibly unique. I don't know how the crafting, how the mining mechanic will work into like second gameplay yet, because it seems like a nuisance. But
I think it'll be kind of like the Limit Break, where you're just like you just do it while you're waiting for your character, the other person to run around or whatever.
I like how you have to like summon the crafting table and then craft.
I think that's definitely better than having it just like be a stationary place you have to go to.
Yeah,
Because
well,
then people would just puppy
you
hug
could, you could just Richter and just stand there and just
Yeah.
do your axe throwy thing. But his moveset is incredibly unique. He might be able to, depending on how the mining mechanic works, it will determine whether he's like the most powerful character in the game.
Well, okay, because it looks like, because when he's building, he can basically build like anywhere, even off stage. So he can jump off stage and place a block and just stand off stage.
And then down smash.
Well,
So-
does it like disappear after
It breaks
some-
out.
It breaks after a couple seconds, but like, so you could knock someone off stage, jump off, build a wall there, and jump back. And when they try to recover, they'll hit the wall, fall, and just die. And there's nothing they can do about it.
He looks toxic in online play.
Yeah, he will be so annoying.
Is he gonna be one of those characters that gets banned in tournaments?
I don't think he'll be banned.
Maybe. Oh, well, okay,
Because the only reason why Hero was banned in Europe and in Asia was because of the RNG on his
So,
on his.
Sakurai said there would probably be a few major differences between the video when he recorded it and when he comes
Yeah.
out. So I do suspect that they'll probably tone down his move damage and like the amount of blocks.
I don't think they'll change the damage because his damage already varies so much depending on which weapon you're using.
That's
Anyways.
true. But I think they will like put a limit on how many blocks you can place.
Yeah.
But Steve, very epic. Thank you, Sakurai. I'm sorry Nintendo forced you to do so much work and have to reconfigure every stage of the entire
Sakurai,
video.
you can do this, right? Or we will set your house on fire.
Good job.
Looks real good. There's still 4 characters left. My guess
Yeah.
is none of them will top this one.
No, they should have saved Steve for last, to be honest.
Next news.
All right, what's next? We got more Minecraft news. So Minecon Live was yesterday at the time of this recording, and I think there was more of it today.
Probably
I haven't
no. I
seen
think
that
it
yet.
was just yesterday.
It was a big one.
Yeah, it was. So they announced an update everyone's been waiting for like
Ever?
10 years. Like since Minecraft has launched, the cave update, which is completely changing the way caves work. It's adding like basically like miniature biomes inside the caves, a bunch of new mobs in the caves.
Which is completely necessary because caves have been super.
Caves have
boring.
basically sucked forever. Like
Now they're scary.
Minecraft is just making it better for the players that have been playing for years.
they're also adding snowier snow to the mountain. We still have no idea what that means.
Okay, so
Didn't they already do snowy or
snowier snow
No,
is
it's part of the caves and cliffs.
more liquidy water?
no. So it's like fake snow. Like if you stand on it, it'll break and you fall through it. That's just what it is.
Oh, great.
And
That's useful.
that's it.
And mountain goats.
Mm-hmm.
Do the mountain goats fall through the snow?
No, they headbutt cows off of the
And
mountains.
jump real high.
That's cool. Can you make them?
Their jumping looks real dumb.
Can you ride them?
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
No.
We haven't seen
Can you
them.
get goat meat?
Maybe. We don't know.
Well, so why do they exist if you can't?
We don't know. They were just like, look, goats, and that was it. They didn't really talk about goats barely at all.
Come on, you gotta be able to eat goats.
They announced so the biggest thing that for in terms of like the cave. So they added 3 new cave biomes, or like 2.5.
3.
There's the big stalagmite and stalactites, which are those big like pointy things you see in caves. And to me, those they don't look like Minecraft things. They look like something that like some sort of like mod pack would have added.
Yeah, okay.
Ray tracing.
So do you know? So like whenever they announce a new thing for Minecraft, it does usually look like it doesn't belong there.
Like the freaking bees
So-
still don't look like they look there.
But,
right. The bees are so big.
I don't like that there was so there was 2 things that I really didn't think.
Do you remember the Mo Creatures mod?
Max, could you have
No.
Okay, well there's this mod that let you add a bunch of additional like animals into Minecraft, and then Minecraft's just been slowly adding all the animals from the Mo Creatures mod. And the bees in the Mo Creatures mod were like, you know, what you
Bee
would
size.
think, right? And the ones in the actual game look so
For context, the Minecraft bees in Minecraft are bigger than dogs. Imagine a dog-sized bee chasing you around.
But I think I had a thought. Oh yeah, there were 2.
It's a meter long.
So there were 2 things that they announced in the update that like it always doesn't look like Minecraft when there's too many pixels. Whenever it's a highly detailed pixelized thing, it never.
Well,
looks
it's not that
right.
there's too many pixels. It's like a cone
Show
shape.
me a picture.
And Minecraft is up until this point has been completely everything is either a square or a rectangle.
Yeah.
And now we got triangles in the mix, and I'm not liking the triangles.
That's sad. What is
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of the triangles.
Oh my god.
It doesn't even come with
Stalagmite. How do you spell stalagmite?
Stalagmite.
Thank you, Sam. Well, you
Sure,
were
how do you
wrong.
spell this? Sound it out. Hey.
So that's what it looks like.
Oh, those don't look bad.
They don't look bad. They just don't look like Minecraft.
Like they're not. They're like tiny pyramids.
No. that's
Yeah.
terrible.
They're not like. Come on,
Like they look alright. I think they'll look better in the dark too, because that's like a
Oh,
bright
that
enough
one
version
looks
of it.
freaking weird.
That's not. But these are all factors of the real.
But like, I don't know. That and the amethyst geodes, I think also look kind of weird. Like the actual little
Show me
crystals that are in there.
Patrick doesn't.
Patrick hasn't seen
For
the.
context, whenever we
Minecraft
record one of
Live.
these, Patrick has paid no attention to anything we're talking about. He
Patrick's
might
just
know
like
what-
you. It's his first exposure.
Yeah. Yo, those look good.
These.
No, but the actual crystals, they don't look like something from Minecraft.
Those are the crystals, and then they spawn in the
No,
mountains.
I think they look good.
I
No, they
think
don't look
They,
bad.
they look like, like mushrooms or like one of those other.
Well, the
things.
mushrooms are just like they're very like like that doesn't. It looks like something from a different game. It looks like it doesn't look bad. It
Right.
just looks a little too detailed to me. I don't know.
Minecraft is running into the problem where the base game and everything they've created for many years
You got
was
like,
so simple.
yeah.
Now that they're trying to add more detailed stuff, it doesn't mesh well with everything else. Because like
Well,
cows,
they could've just easily
cows still look
only-
like they were made by one guy in a closet, like the model.
Yeah.
But then they add like these goats, which have like super intricate like fur and detail and color.
Okay, but
Yeah.
They could have just for amethyst just made the ore.
Yeah. Well, they did add a new ore also.
Mm-hmm.
They added copper, which is the dumbest
Is it like gold?
thing ever. No, it's worse than gold.
Can you
The
make-
only things you can make with it are telescopes.
And blocks.
And
What are
blocks.
telescopes? Just
Oh, so they
Look
zoom in a
far.
little bit. Uh-huh.
a little bit or a lot?
So you need amethyst to make the lens, and you need copper to make like
Well, they
the
have
other
to
part.
give all their new
When are they
stuff on
gonna add-
purpose.
yeah. No, but because like they use the telescope in the stream, and it's like when they zoom in, it's like a tiny little circle.
Oh.
It doesn't even zoom in the screen.
Why
So
didn't
it's
they
like
add?
why?
So
Like
just get Optifine.
exactly. Like I mean, I'm gonna play it with shaders anyway, so I'm just gonna be doing it on Optifine with the zoom feature already built in.
So they did add a bunch of other stuff. So they added bundles, which are basically like backpacks. They're like little.
Finally,
Oh,
yeah.
good God,
That's not true.
they've had that problem
Wait, they have
forever.
backpacks?
Kind of.
It's
It's
kind
not
of.
really a back. It's like a little bag that you can put stuff in.
Just make an item called backpack.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. But bundles are
You
fun.
can wear it instead of a chest plate, and it gives you extra space.
That's what I said, but they didn't want
These
to.
are kind of better though, because they take up an inventory slot and you can. They kind
It's
of
like a shulker box that holds less stuff.
yeah. They tried to fix it with the shulker box, but the problem with the shulker box.
People can never get those.
Well, it's because it was
They're
too.
way too late game.
It was way
You
too.
have to
late.
beat the Ender Dragon
To
and
go
wander
get-
around the end for 4 hours to maybe find one,
you know the only
kill it, and take the shells, go back to your
It
world.
makes sense to do that for like flying,
Mhm.
but
Because that's like a feature you don't need. Like you can play the whole game perfectly fine without the flying mechanic. Because it's like the game wasn't built for that. But your
it never had
inventory,
to begin with.
yeah, exactly. Your inventory, since the base game, every time you go anywhere that isn't your house, you're immediately swarmed with a bunch of stuff, and you have to drop stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
They should have made it like, you know, in like the Minecraft like parody song, but it was with the little kid and the villager, and he had
Yeah.
like he was training. You
From
know how he
Take
had like
Back the Night.
you know how he had like the backpack chest?
Mm-hmm.
That they should have added that. They should have made it like that. It would have been
Well,
awesome.
yeah, that's. People have wanted that.
And then that comes up and then with the backpack,
There's just a backpack.
with the
bottom.
backpack item, like if it was a backpack, the trade-off would be you get more inventory space, but you lose defense, and I think that's a fair trade-off.
Yeah.
But,
you just wear it like a chest plate.
Yeah,
There was
that would
they
look
had-
dumb probably
there
because
was
you
some
have
other
pants
stuff.
on and a backpack, and it wouldn't look right. Whatever.
But it would. Doesn't matter.
Better than nothing. Yeah.
You can make
There
blue
was-
jeans go.
There
with
was
it.
a bunch of other stuff. If you want to learn more about this, probably just go to the Minecraft website.
No, we
They
just
probably
keep
have a
talking about
summary. But because we won't go into every
What is
detail.
it?
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about everything.
What are the cliffs? Like, what's the thing?
Yeah, so you can find like archaeology is dig sites, archaeologists, not archaeology, whatever I just said. But basically, you go there, you find and there will be like a little stand, and you can get a brush and like dig around in the dirt,
One can find bones.
and you can find there's all kind like there was one where it was like a diamond block was in there. There was one where like there's just like stuff in there.
Yeah, I didn't look at this.
Yeah, but if you
I
do
just
it
knew that
if you do it wrong, and I don't really know what doing it wrong would look like because they didn't explain it or show it very well.
Maybe it's like fishing.
So
where,
like if
you
you
go
do it
through
wrong, whatever the item is will just break and it's gone. But if you do it right, you get like a little whatever is in the dirt or gravel, or it'll be like a little glyph, which is like this guy, and then you can attach it to a pot, flame the pot like you would like glazing.
There are pots now.
Yeah. So you put the glyph on the pot, and then you can flame it, and it'll like stay on there.
Great. That sounds real useful. I bet a whole lot of people are going to be doing that.
Be like, oh man, okay, they added so much. You know what I'm excited for? The pots.
Did they have jellyfish?
No,
They
but
should do that.
They
okay.
added glow squid.
Yeah, we can talk about. So they did another mob vote like they did last year
They
with
did.
the
Phantoms,
phantoms,
which everyone hates now.
which
Yeah,
are
so-
terrible. But we can talk about why they're bad in a minute.
People voted on that?
Yeah, people chose phantoms out
Well,
of 3
None of
mobs.
the options that you.
What were the options?
There was one.
There was like a tunneling guy that would like bite you from the ground.
They were all hostile. So your option was which one will annoy you maybe the least, and Phantom was probably the best option.
The only problem,
Bro, what do you get
the
from
biggest
glow
problem.
squid?
Oh, we don't know yet. They haven't said anything.
Probably an ink sac.
As far as I
think
can
the
tell,
glowing
it's
ink
just
sac-
a squid that glows.
You should get a glow
That's all we
sack.
know.
I think that's what
You
it
should be able to give any block like a light value if with it.
But yeah, okay. But the options this year, the Iceologer, honestly, was the only one that I thought was interesting at all. Like the Moo Bloom, who cares?
That was the one that lost.
Like the Mushroom, like is already like one of the like. It's like wow, I found one, and now I'm immediately bored because it's just basically a red cow.
I was talking to you about like updating the weather dynamics of Minecraft, like adding maybe like volcanoes and.
I think volcanoes would be cool. I just don't know. I
maybe-
feel like they would do too much damage to the
Earthquakes.
environment.
No, they
No,
just
because
make like.
it could just be a biome.
No, you could. Yeah, it could be kind of like a biome, or like exceedingly rare within mountainous biomes.
Yeah.
Find, like a volcano, and when it erupts, it like makes the area hazy, and maybe like the lava leaves diamonds or something.
Yeah, but the Iceologer was supposed to like because he's in Minecraft Dungeons, which I have on there. That's why I just shared that. But basically he just like summons like ice and snow blocks and like drops them on you. So he basically just be like a witch that lives in the mountains.
They should make a snowman, like or no, not
Like,
like
like
an
the
abominable
s-
snowman.
Like the golems, the snow golems.
No, different.
A more abominable snowman.
Bigfoot?
But there were two.
Like a snow beast.
That would actually be cool if part of the Cliffs update they added like a Yeti monster.
Yeah,
Well,
That could be cool.
there is.
but you got goats.
Yeah, they did add into the cave updates. There's going to be a biome called the Dark Deep, which they didn't really touch on it at all. They just sort of passingly.
Well,
mentioned
no.
it.
Spicy nugget?
Yeah. They did kind of go into. They did
Are you done with your nuggets, Max?
Kind of.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
kind
I'll
of
take
give a
one.
little detail.
Alright.
So, there's gonna be these
Well,
new
I'll
types of
take it.
blocks that react and make a noise when you.
Yeah, so wireless
when
redstone
you make
exists.
a noise, or when you make a noise in any way, shape, or form. So if you place a torch, it'll send a signal to the block and it'll turn light blue and kind of vibrate.
And it emits a redstone signal. So
And it emits a redstone signal, basically, which means wireless redstone now exists in
So
the
you can
game.
run like a minecart by it. and
So
it
you have
works.
Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
So Bluetooth is in Minecraft now.
But you need
We
something to
just went
walk
from
by
straight
it.
no wireless.
Anything that makes a vibration. So they showed an example where they had attached it to a piston and then walked by it, and so it triggered the piston, which triggered the thing, which triggered the piston, which triggered the thing. And because the piston was making a vibration, it just kept going forever.
So it's like a new way of making those loops.
Yeah.
No,
And
you
so
don't
they
like
added the
Warzone.
biggest thing, at least the most interesting thing I found, was the addition of the warden, which is like this insanely terrifying monster that lives in the dark, deep part of the caves. And he's like this green looking like deer man with like an open chest and beating heart that's like exposed, and he's just like wailing and like limping around. And in the example they gave, they had a person exploring the cave with full netherite armor. The warden hears him and chases him around and kills him in 2 hits. The first one doing 75% of his health and damage. He had full netherite armor. That's the only armor stronger than diamond, which is the strongest in the game.
Yeah, so meaning that if you are not wearing armor or you're wearing leather, gold, or iron armor, he will kill you in 1 hit.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Minecraft started as this game
So-
that was like blocky real life, and now they just have like all this weird stuff.
So the whole gimmick with the warden is that he's blind, and the whole point is not to fight him because he has an insane amount of health. It's to
So
like
what-
Basically,
do
you played until dawn. It's that.
so
But
basically
Minecraft.
what you're supposed to do is to avoid him because he's blind. He can't see you. He goes off where like the vibrations are, like the
Never
other
knew.
blocks.
Like the example they had was like a man was like throwing snowballs.
He was throwing snowballs to like get him to move out of the
you
way.
could shoot an arrow too.
Yeah,
No,
no, they were.
but the bow makes a vibration and it'll chase you.
Yeah.
Because the guy
so
in the game
is
did that.
throwing.
Because the
Not
string
much.
vibrates.
So snowballs are the only option. Now you have to carry a billion stacks of snowballs because you can only carry 16
Yeah.
in one slot. So
Well, you get pouches though.
okay, someone tell me why you can only carry 16 snowballs, but you can carry 64 stone blocks. It doesn't make sense.
It's really
Like, oh man, this
can't hold-
pile of 64 cubic meters of gold, easy, no problem. Snowballs? Nah, can't. It's impossible.
It's too many.
You can carry 64 arrows. You can carry.
But it's
64
a
of
cool.
literally anything.
Not ender pearls.
Or clay. Clay.
Yeah,
is 60.
and the pearls too.
But I think that's just to nerf ender pearls.
Yeah.
But Warden
You don't need to
does-
nerf snowballs.
Warden looks.
Nobody's
cool.
going in battle.
Well, actually, snowballs used to do damage.
Well, they
to
used to use them to
players.
fight the
Do they
ender
not do
dragon.
damage
That
to
was
the
really
players?
good.
I'm pretty sure they still do.
No, they only do damage to mobs, and they barely. do
What?
damage.
Yeah, they do like no
So
damage.
they're
If
like.
you throw it at another player, it'll just burst.
So now Snowball's only purpose is to fend off the warden.
Yep,
It
pretty
doesn't
much.
do damage to him though. You only use it to get him to move out of the way.
So
So
then
yeah.
you start running the other way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you get if you kill the warden?
We
They
don't know.
haven't said yet. Probably nothing. But so what
Well,
they
once you
showed,
whatever
You
have
get
in
to
chest.
not die.
you get to not die. And what they showed was that they shot him like 7 times with a fully charged bow and hit him twice with a netherite sword, and he didn't die.
That's too OP.
Meaning
So
he
he's-
has,
so
he
he's-
has over 75 health.
I think they should make a thing where nobody can be better than Steve.
That would be really boring.
Just Dragon has like 2 hits.
You kill him once and you hit him once and he dies.
He
now,
does.
now I have to fear mining.
At least if you go deep enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is he only below us?
He's only in the
He's
deep dark,
Yeah,
whatever
he's
that
only
is.
in the lowest possible area.
So basically,
Where diamonds
Minecraft is
are.
made an abyss now.
Yeah.
So where diamonds are,
Yeah. So
it lives.
they'll do. I guess. So I think players will handle this in 2 ways. One, if they need diamonds, they're just gonna strip mine.
That's
They're not
what
even
I
gonna
said.
bother going into a cave. And then 2 is
I
that
already don't go into caves
I think
because
to-
they suck.
I think to beat him, people will just nerd pile up and then just whack him repeatedly.
Yeah, no, the only way to kill him is going to be to cheese him.
Yeah. Because he's not gonna be something you can fight. He also moves insanely fast, and he has
Yeah.
too detailed. His animation's too detailed. Like they
It's just
show
limpy.
no, they show him in the distance, and he bends over and he puts his arms back and roars. And I'm like, no, that's not
They need
Minecraft.
to redo, if they're gonna do that, they need to redo all the old animations.
Yeah, they need
Make
to
them all
update.
match
If they're gonna do this new intricate style
It's
design
funny when the
animation-
cows and stuff eat and their heads move down and they just like elevator down, munch grass and elevator back up.
Yeah.
And then freaking Warden is like,
Yeah.
I think they don't want to update the old designs because they're scared that people get mad.
People.
But redoing all the pixel art textures, that's fine.
Yeah, when they redid all the base textures in the game.
Nobody can. People like it because it looks better.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I think people-
Yeah, he plays it with the old
I
textures.
do play with the old textures.
It looks worse.
They just made it look so much better.
Doesn't look that easy wrong. Okay, so moving out of Minecraft.
Oh,
Pokemon.
well, hang on. Minecraft bought Bethesda.
No, that was Microsoft.
Or- Microsoft.
That was
That was
So,
last week.
If you're a fan of Bethesda games,
Now you're a
gonna need
fan
an
of
Xbox.
Microsoft Studios.
You're gonna need an Xbox now. I mean, Elder Scrolls, Doom, Starfield, Fallout, what's it called? Wolfenstein. All of those
Doom.
Xbox exclusives now.
That's good.
So
Xbox has games now.
yeah, I think this is the biggest.
Because Microsoft doesn't like to develop games. They're just like developing games.
They
we'll
like
just
buying
buy
other
it. We'll
studios
just
to
buy
develop
it.
for
You
them.
buy Turn 10s, you buy whatever.
They
Nintend's
bought,
like, we gotta
Farming,
develop all the
Engineering.
games. Microsoft is like, no, we'll just buy it. It's
Buy
fine.
someone
We'll
else's
just buy it. We'll just buy
We'll just
someone
buy
else.
Rareware and then have them make Connect.
They're like the
games.
kid in class who pays other students like $20 to do their work for them.
Yeah. Putting with this time.
They're like, I'll print out the paper
What
for
are,
you.
what are some
And
games
then you do it.
Microsoft has actually developed in-house?
Microsoft. No, I was gonna say Microsoft.
Microsoft. The game Microsoft about a soft man named
so,
Michael.
They have Microsoft Game Studios is just a producer. Like they just throw their name on it.
Okay, but what have they actually made?
They don't own any. Well, they
Did
technically.
Forza?
No, but that's Turn 10
For,
Studios.
okay, yeah, no, but they own them. So they
No, but like, what does Microsoft Studios make?
nothing.
They just haven't made anything.
They just put their name on all the games that are Microsoft exclusive. So how Microsoft works is that they don't unlike Nintendo, they don't have Microsoft gaming developing division where they make games. They have separate corporations that they've created just to make certain games.
Did
So
you see the new Forza looks really good?
Don't
no,
talk about-
no,
can I
no,
finish?
I need to talk about.
It looks
Hold
like the last one. The cars are shiny and they go vroom
No,
vroom.
no, but now it's ray tracing.
Ooh, so they're shinier and they go vroom vroom even
It
faster.
now the sunlight goes
Basically,
off them.
what they're gonna do now? Well, actually, the old Forza 6 looks really good.
Now
It
they
still
look
looks
slightly
really
better.
Yeah, but they're basically they just changed it to Forza Motorsport and they're just gonna make a base game and then do DLC everything.
That's a good idea.
Great, we love that.
Well, at least you won't have to pay $70 for
Yeah,
the
you'll just
same
have-
for not a
Well,
game.
so once you get through the career, you really don't have much to do. So.
It's a game where you drive. Well, Forza Horizon, you just drive and hope.
Yeah, but Forza Motorsport.
Okay, but all those games are
is
just
Yeah.
worse Mario Karts. Let's be real.
no, they're
Mario Kart's the only fun racing.
They're
game.
like simulators.
That's
more
not
simulator.
true.
You don't take okay. If let's
You ever
say
played
let's say
Crash
you're having a
Team
birthday
Racing?
party. Two people show up. One brought his Xbox and Forza. One brought his Switch
Well,
and Mario Kart.
Forza's not a party
Which game are you guys playing?
You're gonna play Mario Kart, but when I'm alone, I'm gonna play Forza.
I'm alone. When I'm alone, and
I still play. I finished the career.
when I just want to drive my BMW around in circles.
No,
Oh,
it's
play
not
Forza.
circles. It's like
Oh, it's ovals.
No, it's like track. Not. It's not like NASCAR tracks. That would be so boring.
What is it
Like you ever played Asphalt on the iPhone? It's that game,
No,
but
it's
with
so much
better
No,
graphics.
one's higher quality.
and you can change the speed.
One has a budget of
Forza's so
over
much
$20.
But
So-
Asphalt wasn't bad.
Yes, it
You
is.
can play it on Apple TV.
You can play on
Oh
the Switch.
wow! Apple TV. That's my favorite gaming console.
To everyone.
So
Oh, when's that Apple October event?
October probably.
Well, I think it's the 13th.
let's look it up. Well, let's get to that in tech. So let's continue with this Microsoft thing. So so Microsoft buying Bethesda is probably the biggest change in the gaming industry we've seen the past 7, 8
Now
years.
people might buy an Xbox.
Bethesda was huge.
Yeah, like they were one of the big conferences at E3.
Yeah, well, yeah, everyone hated them after Fallout 76, but they were they are probably the biggest first-party gaming studio outside of Rockstar.
Which doesn't make anything ever.
Well, they
No,
do.
they just keep selling GTA.
They've made 2 games in like 20 years.
What is? The
Well, they
last
make
thing
games. They
made?
just take forever to make them.
They made GTA.
They made Okay, the last game they made was Red Dead 2.
That came out.
They
2
still
years
haven't
ago.
come out.
The
with
game
a
they made
GTA
before
yet.
that was GTA 5.
No.
Yeah.
What? And that was like
That was in like 2008.
Every Rockstar game. I don't know.
What do they do? GTA 5 was
Like they make
2013.
they make like
Seven-
smaller like little games just to
7
keep
years
the lights
ago.
on.
They made
Right.
GTA 7 years ago.
So
They've made 2 games in the last
Red Dead
decade.
Redemption 2 and GTA 5.
So Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Online, GTA 5, GTA Online, LA
the online
Noir.
ones don't.
LA
count.
Noir was in like 2007.
Yeah, they've only made 2 games in the past 10 years.
And they just keep selling
And-
because people still buy GTA 5.
Yeah, well, GTA 5 sold like 100 million units.
It's getting ported to the next gen.
Yeah. A game that came out.
And they're redoing all the
in
textures.
No, no,
The
no.
graphics
The,
look so bad. compared
Yeah,
to
because it's from like 2005.
it was a game for the PS3, and they sold it all through the
Imagine
PS4
GTA
generation.
with like the Forza graphics. It would look so good.
Yeah, it would look awesome.
There's too much work. I just want to sell Red Dead
But you
2.
can keep.
Well, and
selling-
their game design in general is just really
Red Dead
outdated.
Redemption 2, which is the 3rd game in the series.
Cowboy Breath of the
You just gotta
Wild
keep-
with less
You
options.
just gotta keep selling the game that looks like The Sims stealing
So,
cars.
no,
It isn't.
There's like hot sauce in here. No, I mean like.
It's fine. It's fine.
Shut up.
Okay.
That's gonna make the cake.
Next news.
So, yeah. So, if you like Elder Scrolls...
All right, yeah. What's next? What's
5 Xbox. So, Pokemon did a thing where they talked about the DLC. Sam, what did they talk about in the Pokemon?
So Pokemon Sword and Shield, expansion pass part 2. What is it called? The Crown Tundra. So, along with their new legendary, whose name I can't remember, but he's basically a rabbit with a pincushion on his head. They're adding this new thing called I think it's like raid dens. But so as opposed to the G-Max dens from the base game, which is like you fight one G-Max Pokemon, you may or may not catch him, and you move on. Basically, this is like doing that over and over and over again, and then at the end, there's a legendary Pokemon, and all your friends team up together to catch it. Now, in the trailer, they did talk about having NSO support. I assume that's for voice chat, for like if you're teaming up with your friends, you can like tell them to use certain attacks or whatever. I'm assuming that's what it's for. I don't actually know. And yeah, they're also adding a sort of like never-ending raid battle mode where you just keep battling until you lose. So it's basically like the battle tree mixed with raid dens, which is epic fun for all the people. So yeah, every single legendary ever from any Pokemon game will be catchable. So,
but some will be exclusive.
including duplicates of the box legendaries from Sword and Shield.
The only exception is that depending on whether you bought Shield or whether you bought Sword, you'll have different.
Yeah, so I mean, just like every Pokemon game, like with sort of like how they did the what was it called in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the like warp gate thingy. We could like fly through space and collect rings or whatever. Do you remember
that? Ultra Wormhole. Was that
Yeah,
what
the Ultra Wormhole. So similar in a similar way to that, like some like for like Sword. I don't know if this is actually true, but for like Sword, you might only get Kyogre, and for Shield, you might only get Groudon, and you'll probably need both of them to get Rayquaza. So I mean, it's you know, it's Pokemon. We've been knew that. We knew how this works. Yeah. Other than that, new wild area, new characters, just basically just more stuff for you to do if you beat the game and you want to play it more.
So if you didn't buy the Pokemon DLC like everyone in existence,
They are releasing.
missing out.
Yeah, they're also releasing a second version of the game called Pokemon Sword and Shield EX. Doesn't actually say EX on the packaging.
Is it
That's just a marketing thing. But it's just the regular game that it comes with the expansion pass.
Yeah, it
So
makes sense.
if you wanna get $25 off, and you haven't already bought the game or the expansion pass or one of those things, go for it.
Is it for Switch?
Yes.
So is it like an actual Pokemon game for Switch?
Yeah, it came out last year.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Yep.
Because they basically canceled
Again.
DS.
Well, yeah, they stopped.
Patrick, the DS came
They
out.
stopped manufacturing the
14 years
3DS.
ago.
Oh yeah, I don't think this was in the docket, but 2 weeks ago they stopped manufacturing the 3DS. And they stopped supporting it. They stopped supporting games for it last year.
Back in 2009, I got it.
Back in my day, we
No,
played
not the 3DS
Pokemon
back. No, okay.
Platinum.
So they
I had-
discontinued the 3DS, but Patrick is talking about the
I
Nintendo
never had.
DS.
I never had 3DS.
Patrick, you've been out of the loop for a
The
while.
last DS I had was the DSi XL.
Patrick's sitting here.
The DSi was good. That was a good.
DSi XL.
The design for that, in my opinion, way better than the 3DS. Because when you closed it, the buttons weren't exposed. When you close the 3DS, or at least the XL one, because it's round, stuff can still get into where the buttons is.
Nice.
Which was really stupid. Why'd you do that, Nintendo?
In case you haven't can't tell by now, Patrick is over here with his Nintendo DS first gen Mac Mini, and
No, he got a new MacBook
the
Pro.
first edition of the Xbox One, which came out 7 years ago.
I like my Xbox One. It still gets the job done for playing Forza and watching Netflix.
Which is what everyone with an Xbox does at this point.
Just use it for Netflix. Oh, and Disney Plus is on Xbox, so I can watch Disney
Oh
Plus.
yeah, okay, Nintendo needs to figure out their streaming crap. They only have Hulu and YouTube still.
You mean Disney?
No, Nintendo.
What is
On the Switch.
They need to put Netflix on it.
Okay.
Why is Netflix not on the Switch? That should have been day one stuff. They should have been, look at our Switch. It also has Netflix. You wanna be watching some Netflix in the car because you downloaded it. You get home, boom, TV. Why is that not a
My
thing?
Xbox has an optical drive where I can play Blu-rays,
That's cool, Patrick.
but nobody does that anymore because they have Netflix.
Unless you want the special cut of whatever animes exist, because anime Blu-rays are just better. That's a completely
No,
different
you
and
can
unrelated
watch-
discussion.
You can watch.
All right,
Ninja
what else?
Gaiden.
What else do we got?
Super Mario 35 came out, and I didn't play it.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it, but basically, it's Battle Royale Mario.
It's boring.
Cool. And
That's all you need to know for that.
Mario Smash.
and you know what I
No,
did download?
Mario Battle Royale.
You know what I did download?
Tetris 99.
Yeah, I downloaded that when that came out. But Rocket League is
Did you
free.
play it?
Rocket League is free
Right
on
now.
the Epic Game Store and on Switch.
So
You could get it on your MacBook if you
we
wanted.
could all play Rocket League.
I
Okay.
should be good.
Next
I
news.
suck at Rocket League, and so does everyone
I played
here.
it once
I
on the
paid-
Switch and I scored like 3
I
times.
played it against Morgan, and I'm pretty sure I won a game
I paid
Yeah.
$30 for it.
Yeah, he bought it.
and never
That was
played
like
it.
2 years ago. No, I play it sometimes.
All right, what's
I
next?
play with
What else?
friends.
Was
What's next? Last week. Oh, no, that was the Bethesda thing. Came up. They did that.
So yeah,
I think there was some more news.
let's see what else we have for the gaming from last week.
Gaming?
Nintendo Kirby Fighters 2
was leaked and then came out like the
was
day
leaked
after.
and then came
How
out
you
like
find
that
your
day.
news?
What do you want me to do?
Oh, new Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity stuff came out.
Oh yes, there was gameplay.
There was a new trailer and a bunch of new gameplay. So, yeah. I mean, there's not much to talk about there. We just got to see some gameplay
Yeah,
of characters.
We got the announcement of a new playable character.
Being Impa, who looks exactly like her granddaughter in Breath of the Wild.
I mean,
Probably because they just wanted to reuse the model, but also, I mean, it makes sense.
I think Age of Calamity. It's very obvious that they're reusing a lot
They're
of
using,
assets.
yeah, I mean,
It's probably being developed at
Makes
at
sense.
a very high
Yeah.
budget, so whatever. Wolverine is in Fortnite. You can get his skin, and he's also a boss.
he's also really hard to find because he
Yeah.
just wanders around the map randomly,
No, it
and he
took
can
me-
instant kill you,
It took me like
so that's
two-
cool.
It took me 2 hours because every time
You played Fortnite for 2 hours straight to find
He has
Wolverine?
500
Yes.
logged hours on Fortnite on his Switch.
I'm pretty sure it's more. I know it's sad for me too.
No, it's not.
But,
You
like-
love that game. It's your favorite game.
It's my favorite game.
What's your favorite game?
I don't know. Probably like
Fortnite.
no.
you just don't want to say it. Play a game you played.
What other game have you played in the last, like, 2 months?
None because I haven't gotten any new games because I don't. Have
Well, you
any
played
new-
Animal Crossing for like an hour.
Animal Crossing is a solid game.
Anyways,
Animal Crossing's fun.
but like you can't find them like ever. So
I remember when I had my Wii. I used.
Did you have Animal Crossing for the
I
Wii?
did.
Do you ever
Jack's
have your
also had Animal
DS?
I
Crossing. for the
did
Wii.
have it on my DS.
Wait, which one was on the DS?
Wild World.
Oh, everybody hated that. Didn't
No,
everyone hate
people like Wild World. They hated the one on the Wii.
What's the
Yeah.
new
They
Wii?
didn't like the Wii
The
one
Leaf was on
because
3DS.
Everyone still played the Wii one.
people didn't like the Wii one because it was basically the DS one just on the Wii.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
That's why they didn't like it.
And
So was Mario Kart though, and so was Super Mario Bros.
no,
They
Mario
were
Kart
essentially the
Wii.
same.
Mario Kart Wii added motion controls and motorbikes.
That's it.
What do you want them to add? It's Mario Kart.
It's sort of like Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 7. Like, they were basically the exact same
Mario
game,
Kart
just
7
one had better
added
graphics.
gliders.
Well, I don't even
Mario
remember
Kart 8
what
added
Mario
anti-gravity.
Kart it was.
Which functionally is exactly the same as being on the ground because the camera moves with you,
Wasn't the
so you
one
can't
I-
even tell.
Wasn't the one I played? It was. I just remember it being called Mario Kart.
Like, okay, when we got
the box just said Mario Kart.
like when we got Mario Kart 8 originally on the Wii U, I wasn't like a big Mario Kart
DS.
fan,
Mhm.
so I wasn't like following the news up to the release of Mario Kart. So when I first played the game, I didn't even know that anti-gravity
Yeah, me neither.
was an actual function until somebody told me later. I just thought, oh, it's just a hovercraft now, and that's just part of the game.
Well, and it was
I didn't even know it was
I didn't
anti-gravity.
even notice.
Yeah, I didn't even notice they were upside down. I was just like, this is weird track
Well, you
design.
would
That's
just-
cool.
You would just go and then just
Well,
go
'cause,
high and
yeah,
then you just
even
go.
though you're upside down, like the
You don't
camera
notice.
follows you upside down, so you don't. It makes no difference to you gameplay wise.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same as 7, basically. That's my point. Anyways, now that we're done talking about a game
Yeah.
from 8 years ago, what else? What else is going on?
That
Those are
Nintendo
the only
keep-
games I know.
That Nintendo keeps selling and refuses to make a 9th Mario Kart.
Yeah.
What would they add?
Well,
They could add
because
so much. They could add so many things.
items, courses, actual characters that aren't just
No, okay.
gold Mario.
Here's
and
why
the
I think
coins.
they're waiting so long to make the next one.
Because
Is
Mario
because
Kart 8 Deluxe is selling like
well, number one, it's
gold.
selling like hotcakes. It's selling. I think it's still the best-selling game on Switch. I think.
Animal Crossing's about to beat it.
Yeah, but that's not related. But I think because it's selling so well, and because there's not a whole lot of more places to go. Like you can add more tracks and you can add more characters, but that won't really change the gameplay.
Yeah.
I think what will eventually happen is it will become like Nintendo Kart or
Yeah.
like Super Kart
Yeah.
Bros or something like that.
They're running into the same problem that they ran into with F-Zero, where
It's the same game.
Nintendo
yeah.
has this philosophy where every time they make a new game, they try to do something.
Unless it's Paper Mario. Then
drastic. No, they even do it with there, where they try to change it drastically and add something new every single time.
Yeah.
And whenever they can't come up with a bold new idea,
They just don't do anything.
They don't do anything with the series, which that's okay. That's pretty good on their part because it allows
At least it-
innovation
yeah.
Why don't they
and
just
new
add like a
ideas.
DLC for more
Well, they've done that
tracks?
too.
Well, but the problem is that that's the reason Custom Robo and Chibi Robo and F-Zero all went away. Is just because
They just sort of were like, I don't know what to do with this.
And then after a few years, they just don't think about it anymore, so they lose all potential for new
Yeah.
ideas.
Now, here's where I think Mario Kart needs to go. I think it
Annual?
basically needs to become Smash Bros. With just all the Nintendo characters.
Mario,
That would be so cool, and you could add items from
Yeah.
all over video game
Mario
history.
Kart
They
is
need to
Mario
just
Kart.
make it-
Mario.
Why doesn't Mario Kart literally just adopt the Smash characters?
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
No, okay, so the thing with Mario Kart is it's changed every aspect of the game over the years. They've changed course design, driving and item
Yeah.
mechanics. The only thing they haven't changed is characters. Characters, they pretty much kept the same roster
Well, they even took
since the SNES.
a bunch of them off in the new one.
Yeah, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Funky Kong.
Like half the characters in the new one are just not there.
King Boo and Bowser Jr. weren't in the original version.
They
of
were
the game.
added later as DLC.
Guys, we gave you new characters, but took away half of your
Well,
old ones.
They always go there's 20 characters, 8 of them are the Koopalings,
And half of them are
four,
babies.
4 of them are babies, and then they have
And then there's Mario, Luigi, and Peach.
No, and then
Mario,
no,
Gold Mario.
yeah, Mario Gold, Mario Silver, Mario Peach, Pink and Gold Peach, Tanuki Mario, Catsuit Peach. That's 7 characters.
And then all the Koopalings are basically the same.
Yeah.
There's
Except
Bowser
for-
and Dry Bowser, which play basically
Yeah.
the same.
Oh, there's Rotbarf.
Yeah. All of the babies, which are basically the same.
Yeah.
One's just
Like-
slightly fatter than the
So,
others.
once you boil it all down, you have 8 characters.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe.
You have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Yoshi, Wario, Waluigi, Donkey Kong, and those are it.
Koopalings.
And Shaggy.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's
Oh, and
just
Yoshi.
and Yoshi, and that's just who you have.
Yeah.
And they I remember like in the older games they used to just randomly throw just absurd characters that no one ever thought to put in the game. Like in 3DS they put
What
in
about Kirby?
Kirby's not in
He's not a Mario character.
Well, he should be.
it.
Well,
No,
like-
Mario
but like-
Kart 8, I
like
don't know.
I said in older games, they would just go, Funky Kong's in this one. Donkey Kong
Featuring
Jr.
Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
And their new characters in the newer games are including from Splatoon, Link, Animal Crossing Villager. They just need to go straight up all Nintendo
Just
franchises.
Smash Bros. It just
They
add
just-
Yeah,
all.
they
of
just-
And
it.
it also opens you up to new stages and new
Yeah.
courses because you can use all of these different franchises.
They should just make it like Nintendo Kart and just add
Yeah.
all the characters.
That's what we're saying. Shut up.
No.
What is useless?
Sam literally said the exact same phrase.
like 10 minutes ago.
You said Nintendo Kart.
But yeah.
Maybe that was when you were gone.
So that's what Mario Kart should do.
Well, like you're able to be like you can do a Kirby course
Yeah.
and you're like zooming around on stars through Dreamland.
Yeah, that could be cool.
That's awesome.
Mario Kart Live also I think released.
Oh yeah, there were a few games.
That was the remote control Mario Kart thing we talked about a little while ago.
So-
that sounds useless.
it looks
it
pretty
looks
cool. I
pretty
mean,
cool.
it's obviously not target. We're probably like too old for that. But like,
Yeah.
if I was like 10, that would be like super.
Once
That'd be
again,
the coolest toy.
Nintendo thinks their target audience is 7-year-olds. Every time.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are younger kids.
Well,
like, I mean,
no, actually,
Mario has been
I think
coming
there
from
was
like forever.
there was a study that came out that was like 70% is like people above the age of 25.
Well, yeah, because they have the money. But like, a lot of it is like, you don't want to only target the
Oh,
older
yeah.
people because then you don't have any new people coming in.
Mm-hmm. But there were a couple of major games that came out this week. Crash Bandicoot 4 came out.
Ooh.
I saw good reviews for that. Star Wars Squadrons came out.
Saw nothing.
I saw nothing about that.
Star Wars Squad.
I think the only thing I saw about it was like it's another EA Star
It's
Wars
a game and it's out. You can play the spaceship.
Probably go get Wyatt.
He's fine. I think Papa's picking him up.
No, probably
I know.
not.
Didn't
Well,
you
let's
do
do
it?
it.
I think I was trying to get Graham too.
Someone's picking him up. Anyways,
Pokemon announced that Pokemon Home and Pokemon Go will link at some point.
which is cool, good. Now you don't have to use Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu as a medium, which was stupid.
Cool for them. Pokemon Sword and Shield is adding Ash's Pikachu.
Yeah, you can get it with code Pikachu Get if you replace the I with a 1, and yeah, you replace the I with a 1.
Part of Minecraft Live, they talked about Minecraft Dungeons for a bit. There's going to be more DLC coming,
Yay.
and an increased difficulty mode.
Honestly, I kind
and-
of got worn out on
and
Minecraft
crossplay.
Dungeons. If you don't have friends to play with, it's like it's just
Well,
boring.
about that, they're adding crossplay finally, which
Finally.
Now
which means I
play
can
together,
actually
yeah.
play with
I
someone,
have
to
which gives me
bathroom.
Alright.
Patrick has to use the bathroom,
Are we
according
gonna
to
keep, are we
Patrick.
gonna keep
Just
talking?
keep going.
We'll just keep going. He'll be back in
Keep
a minute.
going without him.
All right. What else we got?
Let me take a quick look
we
around.
can say we're gonna cut this out.
This is pretty much everybody knows this at this point. But the Among Us sequel was canceled,
Yeah.
so they could make some much needed improvements to the base game because the servers whack, the
well,
pairing system whack,
Well-
the party system whack.
It was made by like 4 people, like 2
2018,
years ago. No one played it, and then randomly.
And then PewDiePie was like, "Look at this game," and everyone was like, "Oh my god,
my
look at
God,
this
it's
game!"
So
I played, like, 20
I totally understand all
Yeah.
the flaws of that game.
I played like 20
It is not
matches
their
one
fault.
time, and
I still don't understand why the PC version is $5 and on every other platform it's free. Just put ads on the PC when and let me play it on the computer.
You can just download the mobile version from. Like,
Yeah, but you don't get keyboard support.
you can. I think there's probably like a.
You have to do a lot of weird third-party whackity
Okay,
hackety
okay.
stuff to get it to work.
But so Among Us sequel canceled. They're just gonna update the old version, which is fine.
So Tokyo Game Show also happened.
Oh,
This was last week. So Nier is getting ported to America and Europe, which it's a really big game in Japan. A lot of there's a lot of cosplay of it, even in like the Western markets. If you ever see that character with like the white hair and like the black
Ben.
sash over her eye and like the sort of goth dress thing, that's a character from that game. I think she's the main character. I haven't played the game. I don't know. I just know the character. Microsoft is not buying Sega, which for some reason made the news. It was like trending on Twitter
think it was
randomly one
probably,
day.
like-
I don't.
Nothing.
It was
Who cares?
It was probably like We Got This Covered, who published an
Yeah.
article where they're like,
So
after Bethesda, Microsoft's looking at buying every game studio and also curing cancer.
so that's not news.
Guys, I got some excellent news. Nothing happened.
Twitter crashed when they unveiled Steve for Smash. Good for them.
Yep, literally broke. Broke Twitter.
We didn't talk about this when we talked about Minecraft, but the Caves and Cliffs update is going to come out next year.
Yeah, that'll come out. It's supposed to come out summer of next year, so we'll see how that goes.
So while to that, Xbox Series X and PS5 pre-orders came out, and no one could get either of them, and there was a big stink about it, and yeah.
That was cool. Yep. Basically, you can't get a PS4 or you can't get a PS5
Fine.
or the Xbox Series S or X. Xbox, please name things different names.
All you have to do is call one Xbox blue and paint it blue.
Or just do something. Do anything to make it different.
Literally, Sony, they do naming so good.
They're just like,
It's just numbers.
this
And
one.
it's
This
simple,
one's the
and it's-
4. This one's the 5. Now you know which one's the
It's
new
easy
one.
for parents. It's easy for grandma who can barely read. It's great.
If there's any of you out there who are like, oh, but it's called the Series X, that everybody can no. The sales for the Xbox One X jumped 300% on the day of the pre-orders for the Xbox Series X because they couldn't tell the difference because Microsoft didn't make it clear.
Wow, those people are gonna.
So they're gonna be upset on those kids gonna be upset on Christmas when they're like, Mom, I wanted the new one.
I already
What
have
is this garbage? No one's even gonna buy it now because it's from last gen and you just lost out on $400.
If you accidentally bought the wrong Xbox, please ship it to us at this address.
Also,
This one right here.
Why are you
I'm
watching
not putting
this?
our address.
Whoever's editing this, put
I'm not putting our address.
Jake Paul's address on here.
Okay, guys, here's our home address. Just
How funny would it be if
over
someone,
here.
like a bunch of people sent Xboxes to Jake Paul because of us?
Home address. Our personal phone number. One here. Sam's gonna
also,
put it in post.
We're gonna
So,
give you our social security number, our credit card numbers, and all of our bank account numbers.
If you want our personal information, just ask.
Just ask. We'll give you literally
We are
anything.
very open.
All right.
So,
what do we
I
got?
think that's all the gaming.
I think
we
that's all
got
the gaming stuff.
Borderlands 3 is adding some stuff. Good for them.
What?
Fall Guys Season 2 starts next week.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So that game that you guys all played for a week and then forgot about because Among Us came out and was a better game. It's they're in season 2. I don't like Fall Guys. Fall Guys is so
So dumb.
boring to watch
It's like
because
a
no
mini
matter
game.
who's playing it,
It's the same.
always the same.
Well, and it's just a mini game where you just run.
It's like
That's it.
it's like if
So
Mario Party was only one of the
Yeah.
games from Mario Party, and you could only play it on PS4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you,
Anyways,
but Tim, you got a chicken outfit. You can put a little chicken.
wow,
on.
Chicken Man, favorite
Okay.
Chicken Man. All right.
Alright, to TV news.
So we
A
got
lot
let's
of
see what
stuff
happened.
here. A lot of stuff with Marvel specifically.
pretty much only stuff with Marvel actually.
I think that's the only stuff we wrote down.
No, that's literally like all
That's
that
the only
happened.
stuff we care about.
There was no like Mandalorian news. There was no. What shows are even coming out?
Cobra Kai season 4 was picked
3.
up. 3 was.
There was a trailer for season 3.
Yeah, season 3 was already shot.
What's gonna
It's
happen
happening at Netflix, and then season.
Probably the stuff that happens after season 2.
I didn't watch it.
In
Okay.
season 2, spoiler warning. In season 2, at the end, basically everyone in their high school starts a karate war, and the main character gets thrown off a staircase and breaks his back on the railing on like the first floor because
I'm
he
sure
gets
they'll
thrown
get
from the
better.
3rd floor. And then the mom gets really mad at the karate teacher. She's like, "You killed my kid," and he's like, "Oh my god, I killed her kid," and now he's in the hospital. And that's how it ended. Anyways,
Even though like they had like a weird like she hated
Even
him
though she
and
was,
then
like-
she liked him and then she hated him again and then she
they're
like,
gonna end up
liked him
married
again.
in season 3.
I haven't
Um,
watched Cobra Kai yet.
It's a good show.
watched
I
season
want to
one.
watch it. I just want to watch the Karate Kid.
The
movies
biggest
first.
problem.
I've seen them. I saw them a while ago, but I want to watch
The
them.
biggest problem with Cobra Kai is the guy playing Danny LaRusso.
Yeah.
Because it's the same guy that played him as a kid, but he's so boring to
He's like a
watch.
robot.
He's
literally
like,
just a robot.
I'm gonna teach you guys karate now. Do the thing Miyagi did, but more boring. Look, you know karate now, don't you? Fun. I own a car dealership, and that's half my character.
I'll watch it at some point.
So
yeah,
I don't
it
like
was-
him. Everyone else in the
There's
show is
like-
great.
So see,
I
yeah,
love the guy playing. I love the guy playing like the main character.
Johnny?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's great.
Johnny. Johnny's great. The kid playing Johnny's son, great. The guy playing Danny LaRusso's daughter, is pretty good. I put her like
Yeah.
below
I
those
saw-
two, but still pretty
She
good.
doesn't really. She's not like
The
really invested.
the Hispanic kid who's like training at the Cobra Kai dojo, great. Such a good
Yeah, he's
character.
good.
There's so many good characters in that show. I just don't like the
yeah.
big
I
names.
saw Red Letter Media talked about it. They said I liked it, so I was like, oh, it's probably actually good.
Yeah, it's a good show. Now that it's not on YouTube Red, the worst streaming platform,
Yeah,
it's
well,
actually...
Millie Bobby Brown did Enola Holmes on Netflix.
Shut up. Man.
Yeah, Enola Holmes.
Let's
came out.
not. No one cares. Let's
I
not
didn't
talk
watch
about
it. None of us watched
No
it.
one
It's
watched
probably
it.
not very interesting.
Well, it was like number 2 on Netflix, but no one.
Because it was the only thing out for like that whole week.
But yeah. So anyway, summarize. Cobra Kai. Apparently, it's good. Season 3 is coming out at some like.
I think
soon.
like next month.
Probably next month
yeah,
or something.
I think so.
But then it was also picked up for season 4.
So that's cool. Yeah.
So hang on, I think I saw something else on here. Let me take a quick look. Oh, Stranger Things 4 resumed filming. There were some set photos.
Yeah.
Good for them. That's
I-
cool for
I
them.
just do not care about that show.
Um,
And I have a Stranger Things shirt. Every single time I bought it in like when did the show come out?
26.
I think I got it for Christmas, like in 2016.
Yeah.
And ever since then, every single time I've worn it, someone's like, "Hey, great show! I love that show." And I'm like, "Wow, you have no taste."
It's like wearing an Office T-shirt.
And everyone's like, "Oh, The Office, that's my favorite." It's like, yeah, you and everyone else with a
You've never
Netflix
seen a
account because
single
you've
time.
never seen anything else.
My favorite show.
It's like saying Dragon Ball Z is your favorite anime. It's like, yeah, because that's the only one you've ever seen. So-
The Boys.
The Boys season
Season
2. Season 2. I'm the only one that's seen it because it's horribly violent and
Yep.
really inappropriate and just generally not okay for children or anyone really to watch. It's fine. It's like if you liked season 1, you'll probably like season 2. So they added a new character. I think her name's Stormfront. I think. She's basically like Storm, but instead of being from Africa, she's a Nazi and racist. So that's fun. That's funky and fresh. She's dating a Homelander now for some reason, who's already like a sociopathic murderer. So they just sort of mesh right together. A lot of they just had an episode recently, which was sort of what I consider to be like the Red Wedding episode of The Boys, that was from Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Basically, so, spoiler warning, they're having this big trial, okay? The company Vought, which is the company that like manufactures all the superheroes, are having this court hearing, or not court hearing, like a congressional, what is it called? When they're like, they're testifying to Congress
Yeah. Okay.
about Compound V, which is the thing that makes superheroes. Go see where Patrick
Go
is.
find Patrick.
I think still in
He's
the
still in the bathroom? Okay.
Then knock on the bathroom door.
Basic- So they're all like they're about to testify to Congress. The scientist who like made Homelander and like made some of the Compound V stuff is like rolling up in his wheelchair and he's right about to testify. Then his head explodes, and then the judge's head explodes, and then everybody else's head explodes, and then the A-Train replacement guy's head explodes, and then everybody's head explodes except for the DA and Homelander and his girlfriend Stormfront. Other than that, everybody else's head explodes. And then the episode just ends and plays a song from like episode 3.
If I watch this 8 years later, you just spoiled the season 2, Sam.
You won't remember it.
This show will be relevant
So
by the
that's-
second season.
That's cool.
So there were 2 big things in the news. One, the ratings for it came out. It rivals a lot of Netflix shows.
Makes sense because it's the only show on Amazon.
Well, it's not the only show. It's like their big one. Like they have other shows that I've
but
heard.
nobody
are really
watches them.
They have like
Well, they
2
usually
shows.
win like Emmys and stuff. It's just again.
But nobody watches them.
Yeah.
But so there's a
And
spin-off.
what else do they have? The Jack Reacher show?
So they have that. They have Jack Ryan with John Krasinski.
Oh, that's right.
Marvelous Miss Maisel, which people like.
People like that one. I see a lot of good reviews about
They
that.
have a show called Anna. I know that exists. I don't know anything about it. I think people like that.
Nobody watches it.
There's some other ones that I just thought of, and now I can't.
They do a lot of
They
anime
had that
licensing.
Nazi hunter show that they did called Hunters.
Oh,
with
that's
Al
right.
Pacino.
Yeah, I
I
saw
haven't seen
that.
that. They do a lot of anime licensing though, and they do pick up a lot of good shows. Like for any weebs out there, if you have Amazon Prime, what's the Viking one? Vinland Saga, amazing show, god tier writing. That was probably my favorite show from last year. So if you have Amazon Prime and you like anime, cannot recommend Vinland Saga enough. That show was amazing. Like if you like any of those like Viking style shows and you like anime,
Like Vikings.
it's like a perfect combination of those two things. Just everything comes together so perfectly in that last episode, and you're like, yes, this is everything I want. It's a great show.
It's like Attack on Titan, when they like.
It's not at all like Attack on Titan.
No, I mean
Max
like.
hasn't watched it.
No, but when they like reveal like all the stories. And
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like, whoa.
What else is going
Oh,
on?
I didn't finish the boys thing. So
Yeah, the more boys.
So again, the ratings are good, and then they're fast tracking a spin-off about like where like the company that manufactures these superheroes is
Wow.
like raising them. Like it's like Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, but for sociopaths.
So it's gonna be this Mr. Sinister, but with the boys.
They're gonna do New Mutants, but maybe
Fun,
better.
love
and
New
also
Mutants.
more
We
violent.
love, as you know, we love New Mutants.
We loved
Favorite movie.
Yeah.
Go on to our YouTube channel and watch our 40-minute review.
Yeah, New Mutants, bad. Okay.
New Mutants bad. So
Summary of that video: New Mutants bad.
now we jump into some epic other TV news,
So
all Marvel related.
Marvel announced a new like I think it's either a series or
It's
one
a documentary series.
But it actually looks pretty cool. It's called 616, which, if you don't know, that's a reference to the sort of the main canon timeline of Marvel Comics. But it's about sort of the modern writing process of Marvel characters and how the movies and the comics sort of mesh together. So, if we have Disney Plus at that point in time, we don't right now because there's nothing on it worth watching right now. But if we get it to watch Mandalorian, I might
We
watch
will.
that too. It looks pretty cool. WandaVision had a trailer.
Looks weird,
if
and I
you-
like that.
Yeah, it looks really different. I still have no idea how they're gonna bring Vision back.
Multiverse.
I really hope it's not.
Multiverse, and she can. It's very obvious that she can change reality.
I mean, okay, for those of you who don't know, which is probably like all of you, maybe not, I don't know. But, so Scarlet Witch in the Marvel movies has been super duper 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 nerfed.
So
In the comics, she can warp reality on like a planetary scale. At one point, she basically flipped the role of mutants and humans on Earth and like completely changed the way that humanity's history went. Like, she has some crazy powers.
yeah, over the years, Scarlet Witch has changed a lot in
Yeah.
the comics.
Now she just has like red power.
Yeah.
Well, when
In
she,
the movies, her powers are basically just like, oh, look,
well,
red.
when she first
She
started,
says
red.
you know Jinx in Teen Titans.
Yeah, she's basically.
When she first started, that was basically her powers. Was like she could like change like the outcome of things, and then she was changed by a cosmic witch to warp reality and like do telekinesis and stuff. And the current theory right now is that Catherine Hahn's character in WandaVision is a version of that character from the comics, and
Yeah.
will teach her to warp reality and stuff.
But we'll
and
see.
That'd be cool.
We'll see how that goes.
Apparently, they're gonna have a big CGI fight in the end. So
Is Patrick,
That's-
is he still in the bathroom?
did he
Yeah.
just leave and did he just
No, his
drive away?
backpack's still here.
Patrick might have just left.
Patrick might be dead. We don't know. So yeah, that's it for WandaVision.
Well, other things. It looks very high budget.
yeah, it looks cool. It looks
It
good.
is a Disney
I'll
Plus.
watch it.
It apparently it's finished. Like they finished filming. It's
Yeah.
wrapped. It's supposed to come out either November or December. So
So-
probably either right at the end, right towards the end of the Mandalorian, or like right after.
Yeah.
Probably like the same day. So, they
So
can
we'll
keep going
probably
cycle.
we'll probably review that whenever it
Yeah.
launches.
What we'll probably end up
Same
doing is
character.
what we'll probably end up doing for both Mandalorian.
We'll just do a
and
recap
WandaVision.
for
Same
each week.
Every
to
week
buy
we'll just
Disney
talk about
Plus.
Yeah, we'll probably.
It's only gonna cost us like $20.
No, it's only like
They casted Kamala Khan, which, if you don't know, again, I keep saying that, but none of you know this. So Miss Marvel in the comics was Captain Marvel in the current movies.
Yes, for a long time.
Because Captain Marvel in the comics was actually a Kree dude who had
He
the
was
same
the
exact
average
powers.
dude.
But
recently he was replaced with Carol.
so Miss Marvel was the same as Captain Marvel, but a girl and blonde and had like this black like swimsuit suit and a cape. The current day Miss Marvel is a Muslim girl who has the powers of Mr. Fantastic.
She's
That's
an
it.
Inhuman as well.
So that's cool. Is she an Inhuman or a
She's
mutant?
an Inhuman, yeah.
Okay, I guess she's an Inhuman, which, if you don't know, is the most irrelevant subclass of Marvel superheroes.
Okay, so the Inhumans came from
the
so-
moon. They come from a magical
Well,
dust pile on
not
the
in
moon.
terms of their origins. So a few
so
years
they're
so
like the Otsutsuki.
so a few years ago there was the CEO of Marvel who I cannot remember his name, and he was apparently like a terrible person. Like he was just like terrible.
Not
he,
surprised.
He didn't like, well, like most people, he didn't like that Fox and Sony owned Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yeah.
So he purposely like
I'm gonna make
No, no.
my own
No,
stretchy
he
guy.
he purposely tried to like make the X-Men less popular and replace them with
Yeah,
the
there's a
Inhumans.
reason why like all of them died in like the middle of like
well, there's a
2012.
reason. There's a reason that the Inhumans and mutants are basically the
Yeah, they're
same
basically
origin.
the same thing.
So
But I
he
mean,
did that, and then he was also the reason that there were no female-led like Marvel movies at the start.
yeah.
Because he was like, no one would have
Like Black Widow should have had a movie in like that should have been like the 5th movie they made. She was in Iron Man 2.
The worst one.
But like that's when she was like. Anyways, so I don't know. It might be good. We'll see. Could be interesting.
Who they cast, I don't have her name in front of me. I'll probably
Yeah,
just
pull
look
that
it
up.
But apparently she's a newcomer. I don't think she's been in anything or anything of note.
She may have been in like small.
So
Yeah, she might have been in some like indie films or something.
yeah. Let's see. Don't
Yeah.
tell me that they cast someone.
She's
Tell
been
me the
cast,
name.
so they're definitely gonna make a show for that. I don't know.
Well, they already said they were.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it called just Miss Marvel?
I think it's called Miss Marvel.
So
And they said she'll also be in Captain Marvel 2, which makes sense.
she'll
So
probably be her sidekick or something.
it does look like they're forming a
That'd be
version of the
fucking
Young
fresh.
Avengers. And then more Marvel news.
Nick Fury show.
Nick Fury TV show was confirmed by Deadline.
Yay!
Samuel L. Jackson is signed on.
How?
I
It's
think
gonna be so boring.
He's already like you could tell in Captain Marvel like he's getting too old to be like an action movie star. Like
Well-
when he bends down to pet the cat, he's like. "Argh!"
Well, I don't
I
think.
think it's just
I don't
gonna
think
be-
they're gonna DH him. Like I don't think they will. If it's set in the past, they're
It might be about just the establishment of Sword.
I think what it's gonna be focusing on is Sword and Secret Invasion,
Yeah.
which they're obviously like sort of.
Or they
building
might
up
just
to.
do like Agents of Shield, but with like.
Well, Sword.
No.
Let me explain Sword. So
This
in
is
the Marvel-
we explain stuff to you episode.
yeah, in the Marvel universe, there's
You
Shield,
explain
which is the
it.
Strategic Homeland of Intervention Enforcement Logistics Division, and that's on Earth. Their main base of operations is the helicarrier, later the tri-carrier that could go to the moon. That's not important.
He's still in the bathroom.
Yeah, just check on him, just see if he's all right.
Pastor.
Then after Secret Invasion, or not after Kang the Conqueror invades, he leaves this giant sword-shaped spaceship in orbit, and some people from Shields just sort of take it over and
Is he good?
make Sword. And Sword was sort of created as a deterrent for like extraterrestrial threats. So for like the Kree and the Skrull, that's sort of what the Sword was established for. I don't know what the actual acronym stands for because I didn't bother to
Let me
find out.
check.
And even if it does exist, it probably doesn't matter.
Check
So that's how Sword is. So I'm assuming in the movies, what they're going to do is they're just going to have it be the Kree ship from Captain Marvel. That'll be Sword. Nick Fury will be operating it. Most of its agents will be comprised of the Skrull.
Sentient World Observation and Response Department.
Sure. So yeah,
The spaceship that they fly around on
is a big sword.
sword
Yeah,
shaped.
I already explained that. So that's Sword. I think it'll be cool to see that as a replacement for Shield, since Shield was sort of destroyed
Yeah.
in.
I think it'll be
Civil War.
less of a spy
Yeah.
show. Like
It'll be Star Trek.
Yeah.
That would be so lame and
No,
so
no,
dumb.
well-
Could you imagine Nick Fury as like the what's the name of the captain from Star Trek? Captain Kirk, but instead it's Nick Fury.
If you know anyone who can do deep fakes, please.
let's
Please
make it
do
real.
that.
So that could be cool. That could be interesting. We love to see it.
I think
Actually, we
if
don't.
it's-
There's so much Marvel stuff,
if
and these shows are really going to oversaturate it and probably ruin the franchise. But we'll wait and see. We'll
If,
wait and see.
if it's not set in the present day, I think what they might do is like he narrates or like occasionally cameos in a show about his past, and they'll just recast the role.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do anything that's not set like right now,
I mean,
he's way too old.
they pretty much ruined Nick Fury's origin in Captain Marvel when
Yeah.
they revealed that his eye was like destroyed because a
So
cat
dumb.
scratched him in the face. In I don't know if this was in the comics, but in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is sort of how we got into the Marvel universe,
That's where if you ever just went like Marvel 101,
that
just
show
watch
is
it.
amazing.
It's a great show.
That show is fantastic. It basically
What's
follows
it
the
on?
comics to a T. It's on Disney Plus. It was on Netflix. I don't think it is anymore.
It's not.
It follows the comics to a T. Every storyline except for the very last one is like perfectly paced. Perfectly. It's so
Yeah.
good if you just like
The
Marvel.
finale sucks, but
The finale
it's
sucks,
because
but that's
the
because
show
they didn't know how to
was
end it.
It's because they were like, the
Yeah.
show is ending. You have a week.
Like,
Bye.
Spoiler. This isn't even really a spoiler because the ending sucks so
Take
bad.
Galactus.
But like in the middle of the show, they deal with Galactus by teleporting him to an antimatter universe, so he's like permanently feeding, so he never wants to eat Earth. And then in the finale, he just randomly comes back. They never explain it, and they defeat him like in an instant.
They just bring
It's
him.
so
They
dumb.
bring him back so they have someone to fight.
Yeah. So the ending sucks, but that show is so good. They do perfect. They do Secret Invasion
Yeah.
flawlessly.
Yeah, it's
it
good.
is so good the way they pulled that off.
Ultron has done well.
Ultron has done
way
so
better
good.
than he was in the film.
Yeah.
Way better than the movies.
They do Winter Soldier for an episode. It's really good.
And he's so good. I mean, I think the movies do Winter Soldier better just because they sort of establish
They have
that
more
bond a
time.
little better. But it's so just that show. If you like Marvel and you just want to see more Marvel stuff and you want to see it done really well, I highly recommend that show.
If the animation puts you off at first, just
You'll get used to
ignore it. You get used to it.
If they can make Kang the Conqueror threatening, you know it's a good show because he looks so
Didn't
dumb.
we talk about in the last episode?
Yeah, we
Kang
did a
the
little bit.
Conqueror? Yeah.
But Kang the Conqueror has like this stupid purple TV looking helmet
He's
on
the
his
dumbest
face
character.
and like a green like a janitor suit and
It
purple
was
gloves.
pure.
He looks so stupid.
It was pure '60s Jack Kirby.
But in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, he's like the most maniacal dude ever. He like straight up murders Avengers. He's great. Anyways,
The
so
Fury TV show, cool.
I don't know why we were talking about that. Watch that show.
Falcon and Winter Soldier resumed filming and is officially delayed till next year. Makes sense. They hadn't shot. I think they only shot like half the show before
Yeah.
they had to shut down.
Which
And I think it was probably easy. It's probably easier for them to film WandaVision because it looks like most of that.
it looks like it's like a one.
It's like-
it looks
well-
like a single cam sitcom.
Well, I don't think that it's obvious the set changed, but you could film that whole thing.
I have a feeling like all that stuff is in the first episode. Though.
Yeah, me too. I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be first episode's a sitcom thing, and then
After that, it's
weird-
completely unrelated
it's
to
just
that.
weird
Yeah.
and completely unrelated. But I
Um,
feel like that show you could probably mostly film in a soundstage. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier, from what we've seen from like leaked set videos
Yeah.
and images, it's mostly.
it looks like a lot of it's
outside.
taking place in Sokovia too.
A lot
which
of it
is
looks like it's
interesting.
taking place in like big outdoor action
Yeah.
sequences, so they kind of have to be more careful with that.
So yeah, that's fun, funky, fresh. I don't know how Falcon Winter Soldier show is even gonna work, because honestly, those characters have like no chemistry at all. They've basically done
Well, they
nothing
had a
together.
little bit, and
Like, when did they ever fight together outside of like the Avengers?
Well, I think that'll be like the focus is getting. There.
Like Falcon helped find him
They
one
said
time.
They said we're gonna like deep dive more into like their.
Patrick's back.
Patrick's
Did
back.
your butt explode? Are you okay?
20-minute long bathroom break.
Okay.
All right, we're just.
I
You need
think
like you need some Pepto Bismol. All
I
right.
think we found another reason to not eat spicy nuts.
Spicy nuts.
Spicy nugs maybe not the best move if you have sensitive
So-
stomach.
The Arrowverse shows.
Oh yeah, the Arrowverse. That's a great topic.
Yeah.
Is
Let
it like
everybody
So we
clap
talked
for the
about.
Arrowverse.
Do you have any comments on WandaVision with the new trailer we saw?
I don't really care.
Patrick doesn't care. All right.
I'm gonna watch it. But
Patrick, we got through the whole TV section.
That's good. You didn't even.
All right. What did you want to say about the CW shows?
So the Arrowverse shows resumed filming, and then a day later they all shut down.
Fun, cool.
Except for Batwoman, which I think shot for like 2 weeks before they shut down.
Didn't they change
They're
the name
great.
to
They
CW
kept-
Yeah, it's the CW
But
version.
yeah, they changed it to CW.
So
the
you
Arrow's
told me
dead.
they kept shooting the best one.
Also,
They were like, these other shows, no,
They released
we only
it a-
keep the best.
they released an official image of the new lady playing Batwoman in the Batwoman costume.
Does she look exactly the
It
same
looks
with a different
exactly
skin
the same,
color?
but she's a different race. Yep.
Great. We love to see it.
So they were all shut down because they couldn't get the test fast enough. Because apparently it's necessary that you test every day, everyone in the entire set.
Great.
So
Well, I mean, they're just
Also-
trying to be safe.
and then
Yeah,
also
if they wanna do that.
Supergirl, it was officially announced that it's been not picked up for a 7th season. That the 6th one will be the last one.
Great.
Oh,
Our
that's,
prayers have been
that's
answered.
terrible.
2020 finally gave us something good.
And by giving us some good, we mean they just didn't give us more of something that sucked. I mean, I guess someone was watching it. It got 6 seasons. That show came out when we were living in the rent house.
No.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, it did.
watching it on the TV in the
We
We
front
watched
room.
it for like the first half of the first season.
Yeah, because it was on CBS.
back when it was on CBS, yeah, and
But
then they
Dang.
stopped.
They
I think
all.
That was Mr. Levine's favorite of the CW shows.
Oh, wait, have there been
that's how
have
you
there been
know
any
he's not
CW
involved in
shows
Mr.
that got
Levine.
picked up for less than like 4 seasons?
Imagine Mr. Levine's like
No,
watching this.
none of them
They
Yeah.
all get picked up for like.
They
7
just
or
keep
8.
going.
Well, the
They
only
never. They
only-
never have new ideas.
It's easy to make the show if you just keep making the same season over and over.
Guys, new season of Flash. Okay, what happens?
All right, so the Flash, so he sees in the future someone get dead. Then the whole season he tries to keep that person from getting dead, and along the way he gets sad.
he has to.
Awesome.
I'm a genius.
There's a new villain, and he runs faster than the Flash. And the Flash
But
has
not
to get-
later on. Later on they run the exact same speed.
The
But at
Flash-
the beginning he's so
The
fast.
Flash has to figure out how to run faster in order to stop him. But at some point he loses his powers.
Oh,
my
no.
gosh.
But then Iris says.
But then
"Run,
Iris
Barry,
says, "Go
run."
fast," and then he gets it back.
And then he runs even faster, and his costume changes to be worse.
And then the other guy, the other person who can run faster than him is Lightning, is a slightly different color.
Oh,
Sometimes it's red.
CW.
Sometimes it's white.
C-
It might even be blue.
Heart.
CW.
That's it. That's it for me, guys.
CW. If you ever need some help with
If you ever need writers, call us up.
Call
We
us.
got it down.
Patrick hasn't seen barely any of them, but he'll write
To
for
be
you.
honest, I don't think they know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think they do
They
either.
write each
No.
episode in like 10 minutes.
They've officially entered what I call the Ninjago zone,
Yeah.
where they've been going on for so
They don't even
long.
remember
And the
their own
show's
lore.
really not even that much worse than it was when it started. But they've been going for so long that they've completely forgot all of their continuity.
Yeah.
They forgot whatever happened in the beginning of the show, and so they just keep making it and pretend like it never happened.
In most narrative-focused video games, especially when it's in a series, they have people whose job it is
To make sure
just
it is
to
continuity.
know all of the lore and
Yeah.
make sure it makes sense. In CW, that guy
doesn't
has
matter.
just been eating McDonald's cheeseburgers.
They don't have enough money.
He
since,
died in the middle.
2004.
He died halfway through season 3 and they never replaced him.
Now there's just like one guy in his basement writing all this. Stuff.
No, not even. It's just that they're just like, hey, Dave, does this matter? And they're like, he's like, huh? And they're like, okay, it doesn't matter. It's
No.
fine, whatever.
At this point, they just have a computer program that just writes them for him.
Oh, yeah,
It
It's
just-
an AI that
just
writes more Flash episodes based on the last one.
It's just like copy and paste.
The last one is the only one it remembers. It doesn't remember any other.
Barry said, Iris say run fast.
Very
Villain go
fast.
faster than Flash, but not really.
Supergirl, it's over.
Also, why was Wally West like a monk in the last season?
Because they needed to
He
get
just
rid of
came back and he's like, yes, I went to Tibet and became a monk.
What?
This will be
Okay.
completely
No, because
irrelevant
the
to
thing
my
about Wally
character.
West-
Did the Flash get picked up for another season?
Oh yeah, no, they said
It's their
on-
only profitable
no.
show.
They said that I don't remember who. I think it was Andrew. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I think
How
it was
does the CW still
I-
operate?
Netflix is like, here's a bunch of money,
Netflix
keep
pays them
making
a
a show.
Netflix pays them like $500 million to put all of those shows on Netflix, and they just
People
single-handedly.
still watch the
No.
first couple seasons.
They don't
Who
watch.
watches those?
The ratings on CW superhero shows
Suck, they're bad.
are abysmal.
Awful.
But
But on
Netflix
Netflix,
pays
different
them
story.
so much money to keep it on there. They single-handedly fund all of those shows.
The CW is just the Netflix like
They're
creative
really good.
department.
Yeah.
They're really good CG for their episodes.
There's okay, actually the CG in the last season was actually pretty good. Like Gorilla Grodd actually looks pretty
I think they were able to do a higher budget by getting rid of Flash's powers and making him not have
That's
to run
true. He
anymore.
had, like,
and
no
they just
powers
used
for the
all
whole
of
show.
them.
His running looks so bad.
cool. Yeah.
No. Because he uses
Anytime it's the CGI model of him, it
Yeah.
looks like a PS2 character. He's like he looks so bad.
Also, if they a lot of times they just reuse the same ones. Like throughout season 1, they reuse the same footage of him running like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and it's not even like him running, it's just like cars windows flying apart.
Yeah.
And they just use it like 15 different times throughout the season. Like, you don't remember that car flying apart, right? It's the 15,000 Honda Civic he's destroyed.
Everyone in Central City just really loves the Honda Civic.
With this.
Central City, you're only allowed to drive Honda Civics.
But I think I don't know if it was Greg Berlanti, but I think it was one of the producers on The Flash was like, oh, we're expecting like 8 or 9 seasons out of The Flash, and I was like,
We know. What season are they on? 7?
7, and it's gonna
I
be.
don't care about Bloodwork. He's not interesting.
He's not in the show
He's
anymore.
not cool. I don't care about him at all.
It's Mirror Master.
Okay, what do you
Mirror
guys
Master is even less interesting.
What do you guys think?
What
Her
is that
power
just
is like, I'm gonna put you in a mirror, and then you'll go cookie.
What do you think is the worst villain that they've had? Like the worst.
The
main
worst villain?
It's
Probably
definitely
the big blue
Savitar.
Savitar, yeah.
So bad.
Because
It
as
was
a concept, he was an interesting
But
character.
the CG was
The
bad.
CG was bad. His design just looked kind of.
Stupid.
He looked like Megatron from the
Stupid.
first
Was
Transformers
that
movie.
the big blue guy?
It was
Yeah.
the big
It
metal
was the
guy.
one that looked exactly
yeah.
like Megatron
Yeah.
from Transformers
But
1.
inside the suit
But blue.
was very.
They blew.
See I like the concept of like him fighting like a beat up like super dead version of Barry that he like failed from another dimension. That's
Remember
cool.
old Barry
That's
from
fine. I like that.
McDonald's?
But the implementation of Savitar was so especially because Savitar in the comics was like a caveman who
Yeah.
could run fast, which is super stupid.
They just used the
So
name.
dumb.
I can run.
And you can hear in the name It sounds like a caveman name.
Yeah.
Savitar? What is that?
Take away one
Well-
word. You got Avatar.
But you know,
It's all
Savitar was
connected.
bad because he killed Iris and then she wasn't.
But then he ended up killing one of the Welleses, the one with the
HR
drumsticks.
oh my
He killed the drumstick Wells.
My
Favorite character is the Welleses.
Okay.
They're
so-
always the same, but
My-
one of them is mad
I
for the
am
first
most-
half of the
They
season.
can never fire that actor.
He's the only good actor on the show.
Yeah.
Like, because each Wells he plays is like they're fine. Like he can play them all really well.
He's the only real actor.
Because he's the only real actor on the
Wasn't he
show.
like Reverse Flash?
Yeah.
one time?
Well, he's just Reverse Flash now.
Yeah.
They replaced that actor. I mean, he's a good villain. It just doesn't make sense why he's.
Yeah, I don't
looks
understand
like
how he's still
Harrison
alive.
Wells. Well, that doesn't make sense why he's alive or why he constantly looks like Harrison Wells. for
Yeah,
no
even
reason.
though he's not supposed to be Harrison Wells. He's supposed to be another guy.
No Barthon.
And we've seen the other guy. The other guy's been in the show.
He just doesn't want to do
He
it.
was in Legends for a while
No, but they
too.
forgot about it. The AI just kind of.
The AI was like error, does not recognize.
And then Greg Berlanti-
Implementing Harrison
Greg
Wells.
Greg Berlanti hit it a few times
And
with his
then-
coffee.
And it just
Each time it
defaulted to
spit out-
Harrison Wells' face.
Each time it spit out a new version of the same character.
Error. Harrison Wells missing. Adding new Harrison Wells.
Greg, the machine malfunctioned. It's fine. No one watches this crap.
And like the new Harrison Wells where he like has the other Welleses in his head is
dumb.
just kind of weird.
Just
So
keep
it's
him
like-
alive.
No, it's like Aang, where it has like.
Yeah,
the
it's
mask
like the
eyes.
Avatar, but it's like instead of having all the avatars, he has all of these like half dumb people, half scientist people.
And it's only the ones that like they worked with before.
And he's also Cable from X-Men for some reason.
Yeah.
That's just what he does. So that's fun. That's all funky
My
fresh.
favorite.
Also, what on earth was he even doing in season 6?
He was
Trying to-
monitor.
He was mad at the monitor, but they never tell us
No,
why.
okay.
The monitor. He was a great.
He was trying because his thing was that he was like a cosmic mythbuster, and
He's like, the monitor's not
Yeah.
real,
No.
even though I've seen him
He knew-
destroy
He
planets.
knew he was real. He wanted to find him and prove him as a false god because he's an atheist or whatever.
Even though the guy literally like birthed the universe.
What are you talking? I didn't see him destroy.
I never
multiple
seen you
planets.
do no cosmic warping. What you God? No! Just
And-
because you live in an indestructible space wall in the middle of a sewer doesn't make ya God.
And then after Crisis, he stuck around
Do you guys
because
still watch The Flash?
I watched it on Netflix
Yeah,
because
I
it's
did too.
quarantine and I got bored one day.
I
really
tried-
couldn't care. I watched all of Person of Interest.
I don't even know what that is.
I tried to restart watching The Flash, but it's just so boring.
Yeah,
I
it's
really-
not.
Have you ever gone
I-
back to season 1
Yeah.
Yeah.
and realized it was bad then too?
It's not okay.
I felt
Season
At
one-
least season 1, like it was
Season
fun
1
though.
wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It was bad, but it was
Actually
fun.
okay.
Yeah.
Like it
It's-
wasn't great writing, but like
It was.
it was fun
yeah.
to see the
acting
Flash on
wasn't good
screen.
Either.
Yeah,
I fell asleep like mid the second episode.
but like I think it's not like I don't think it was bad because it was the first time we've seen them do these things.
We
I think the
already know
reason.
but watching back, you already know what happened.
Exactly.
And watching the second season, you already know what happened.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's not that the characters or actors are bad. It's just that they've been repeating the exact same emotions and
But have you
the exact
seen
same
the
pattern
way
of
they,
things.
Like, talk to each
Well,
other? And,
yeah,
like,
the writing's
act?
the writing's
sitcom.
bad.
It just
Yeah.
doesn't. It's not like that's not
It's-
how
okay.
people talk.
It is written like what are those
Like a soap opera?
like a soap opera, but with comic book characters.
Yeah.
Well, that and it's so like the stereotype of soap operas is that they go on for like 40 seasons.
Yeah. And none of it makes any
They
sense.
did the same thing where it goes on forever.
But they went off the
But the
rails
problem
by
is-
season 6.
Well, the problem
They
is
went off
that,
the rails by like season 3.
the problem is that they started repeating storylines in the second season.
Yeah.
So by
it's
the
not
time
hard to come up with new storylines.
Well, the
with
first-
Flash.
the
There's
first-
decades of history and
the
characters to use.
well, the
The
first
AI
season
is
of
like running on like Windows.
And you can
95.
sabotage, but they can completely change
Okay.
it.
Well, the thing about the Flash was they started off when we first saw that season for the first time. It was good because we hadn't seen it over and over again.
Yeah.
But the longer you watch the Flash, the worse those previous seasons get because they feel repetitive even though when they came out they weren't.
Yeah, because they've been doing the same
they've been
exact
doing it
thing
forever.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake they ever made in that show is basically Iris. She's fine in the first season. She just
Because she has a purpose in the first 2 seasons.
they have fixed.
And then
She has something to do.
She was totally useless from halfway through season 2 till season 5.
Yeah.
When they got rid of her being a reporter,
Well, yeah,
and
exactly.
when she was generic team leader.
Once she
Oh,
stopped,
why was she team
like
leader?
when she was the reporter, like she was interesting. Like her and the Flash had an interesting relationship.
Yeah.
They
They
had, like
have-
exchanges of
They have
information.
totally fixed her character. in
Yeah,
that season.
that's one thing season 6 did right is they brought her back to
She's
being a reporter.
and
She like starts her own newspaper
and
and
she's
actually
like investigating
she's
stuff.
doing she
She's
has
helping.
something even though
It's
what her
not totally.
even though what she's doing really isn't that interesting.
she's
She's
something.
doing something.
Yeah.
And that's way more than you can say about her in seasons 4 through 5. Where she's just like, Flash, I love you. Come sit in our apartment. Let's watch a rom-com.
But we're also
I'm gonna go die now. Fix
Barry,
it,
I've been
please.
kidnapped. Come save
Barry,
me.
I'm dying. Help me,
I really
please.
I love you, but we're
I don't
also
wanna
kind of
watch
brother and
all of these
sister.
movies.
We are the Flash.
Also, the incest thing is weird. They
Yeah.
did never really address that.
It's
They're
not
not
incest, though. They're
technically
not related.
They're
at
not
all.
blood relatives.
Who are not
Yeah.
related by blood. That's the anime excuse.
when they got
They're step siblings,
Also,
when,
okay?
when they got to the courthouse, do you think they were
it's
like
Barry
you know
was
you're
adopted.
no.
Why do you have the same last name?
No. When they got to the courthouse, they were probably like, you two are technically legally brother and sister.
It's like
No.
an episode of the community where they just don't.
Don't worry.
It's fine. It's
Well, were they?
but we're in
They
love.
were-
Oh, in that case.
Oh well, when you put it that way.
It's
Been
love.
in love since I moved in to be your brother.
Since
I
we were like
was 10
11.
years old.
No, that's literally their excuse is Barry had a crush on her before they moved
before
in.
they were related.
That's like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't
How did they-
fly
How did they even know each other? Like,
because they went to
They
the
were in
same school.
oh, wow.
So yeah. Anyways, that's enough of the Flash.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Cisco
We're good on the
was there.
Flash.
All right.
Cisco.
What happened last week in movies? Because I want to talk about that first.
Let's do. Before we do, let's take a break.
Yeah, you guys want to take a break?
It's
Break
How long
time.
is it Going.
Break.
See ya
break.
after the
Good time.
break.
See you after the.
You can hug the pillow.
Alright, hang
There you go.
on. I gotta get it up higher. Get Patrick's
There you
face.
Sam, here's your jeans.
Patrick's sleepy can.
Patrick's. Yeah.
All right.
Put like a little like
Close.
recording
Did you
sign.
start it?
Sam, your
Yeah.
clothes are here too. I'm gonna put it right there for
All right.
Okay.
We're back. Even
We're
though
back
it
after
was-
break.
We're back after break.
This was like 1
Patrick's
second for
asleep.
you.
Guys,
Boy.
don't eat the spicy sauce.
So the sauce, when combined with having Pizza Hut earlier in the day
And 5 cookies.
and 5 cookies,
And extreme physical labor.
and building 3 benches for a retirement home, apparently doesn't do so good for your energy levels
or your
bowels.
system.
All right.
Okay.
So
nice and long.
We're gonna start
Patrick's
with
gonna
the-
take a nap.
we're gonna start with the last week movie news because most of it is still relevant because
Okay.
it wasn't that big. Black Widow and Wonder Woman were pushed to 2021. That's not really news. We knew that was gonna happen.
I believe both the whole
Yeah.
year.
Very
Yeah.
How many times have they been pushed back?
A million. It
All
doesn't
the
matter at
time.
this point.
As many times as Kingdom Hearts 3 was
Um,
delayed.
So.
Fast
So all of the
Fast and Furious 9 was pushed back a month from April.
You mean
That's-
F9?
I mean F9.
Is that what they
Or is it
call
Furious
That's what it's
9?
called.
Or is it Fast 9? Or is it Fast and Furious 9?
Okay, so
Or is
What
it
was the
Fast and
last one?
Family
this
9?
the last one was called Fate of the Furious.
Oh, great.
This one,
F spelled Fate spelled with
Wait.
F8
no,
Do
it's
people
not.
still go and watch these movies?
No.
They each make $1 billion.
What?
because
China
China.
loves
Are they
crap.
Anytime where you're like,
no, they're terrible. They're terrible
anytime
things.
you wonder how did that movie make money, the
China.
answer is always
Why
because
are there
China.
more fast? There are as many Fast and Furious movies as there are episodes of Star Wars.
Mhm.
No,
Well, there will be.
yeah, actually, he's right.
There'll probably be more.
And
Well,
then
not
plus
counting the
spin-offs.
Ewok movies.
No, plus spinoffs now because they made Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's
okay.
the only one.
Well,
we've
but there's
seen.
2 Ewok
Was
movies.
it good?
No.
There's 2
It
Ewok
looks so
movies and the
good.
Clone Wars movie.
And a holiday special.
That's not
And
really a
Hobbs
movie.
and
That
It's
was
theatrical length.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
Yes, it was.
Okay, well it was
it
like
was 3 hours long.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't 3 hours.
No, it was 40 minutes.
No, it was,
It was
longer.
3
Pretty sure it was
hours.
like 45 minutes.
There's no way it was 3 hours.
No, they wouldn't.
I don't believe the actual Star Wars movie isn't 3
American
hours.
television film. An hour and 40 minutes.
Good God.
You know,
No wonder everybody hated it so much.
You needed all that time to meet Chewbacca's family.
And none of the subtitles is they go rah, 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 rah.
We should make,
watch human porn time.
It has a
That's a thing that happened in that movie, by the way.
The ratings is
Chewbacca's dad gets human porn for Christmas
for
and watches it.
I'm gonna rate it 5
For our
stars.
Christmas special, we should watch it.
We should. That would actually be fun.
Can we obtain it?
Yeah,
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, they don't bother taking it down because they hate
That's,
it.
Yeah.
So,
They don't. They want to acknowledge
Wait,
it so
I'm
little that they don't bother copyright claiming it because they don't want to have it.
So,
I'm gonna read some reviews.
because
No,
then
don't-
everything
don't.
on the news will be
Fine reviews.
Disney.
Copyright claims the Star Wars special.
So,
Alright.
along with Fast and Furious 9 being delayed, so is No Time to Die. But the thing about that was, No Time to Die is the new James Bond. But the thing about that is because of the delay,
The
a
guy
lot of
from that one that
Daniel Craig,
yeah,
Old Danny Craigie boy.
Craig boy.
he plays 2 characters.
He certainly does, Patrick.
This is what happens when you get Sleepy Patrick. So along with that, a bunch of theaters are having to close.
Again.
Surprising.
No, not like close as in temporarily, like close.
They ran out.
Tucker,
of
you're not
money.
recording, stupid.
Gosh darn it.
Alright.
They-
Now that it's
We're
been
back
me for like
again.
2 hours.
Finally fixed the camera.
Oh wait, nope. Storage full.
Also,
Oh, that's why.
You
Give
want
me
to
a
use
chance.
my phone?
that means
No,
they-
let me just delete this.
that means we also only have
Under.
audio.
None of us would steal his like 10 cents.
Alright.
Pocket change in this laptop.
Back again because we had to fix the cameras because Tucker's phone was out of
So,
storage. I think
if you've
that's
enjoyed that hour of Sam footage,
hour of
let us
me,
know.
our Sam time.
If the audio is bad, it's Sam's fault.
No, we are not using the mic today. We're just using the iPhone audio.
His
So if
phone is
that
better.
the
This is
audio's
lazy
worse,
Guys, on
Yeah.
the Halloween episode,
it'll be
was
better on the Halloween episode.
fantastic.
Wait, is our episode actually on the night of Halloween?
It's
It
fine.
might be depending on how.
We
things
haven't
go.
decided what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do another Halloween vlog?
No.
We
Oh, that'd
can.
be
That was
awesome.
actually a good.
That was
video.
actually pretty fun.
But-
But we're kind of old for that. I mean,
Well,
you guys could do
We
it.
could do it, but like, there's no one handling.
How about
it.
we-
Also, there's no trick or treating this year.
We could record them doing
We
it.
could just record.
Well, there's
like,
no
bits
there's
of
no
the
trick or
party.
treating
We
this
can
year.
get a video of them going around knocking on doors, even though
Patrick,
Halloween's not.
We're
actually.
thinking about doing like a big like 30 people HVZ game. If we do that, well,
Except we have like.
That would
10
be
friends.
so
But
fun.
there's also Corona.
This would be so fun.
we'll test them. We'll get
Let's
tests.
test
All right. Anyways,
We go to
what were we
CVS,
what were we
get a bunch
talking
of the
about?
rapid tests.
So if we do our Halloween special this year, we haven't decided whether it be live or not.
We know Morgan's gonna be there.
Morgan's confirmed.
For y'all fans of Morgan, Morgan is
Basically,
confirmed.
just
Who you
Morgan.
don't know.
It'll be the
Unless-
Morgan
Yeah,
Hour,
yeah.
starring
unless
Morgan.
You're a scout,
Max, only-
because that's
Max,
the only
only-
people
We
who
should
watch
have
us.
him
Only
sit in like
an
a
Andrew-
special area with like a crown on, and he can like sing.
We'll give him his own little chair and camera.
Yeah.
Morgan
His
can.
phone.
The Morgan. Yeah. All right. What else? What were we
Actually,
talking
we
about?
Max, the only people that watch this podcast
Or-
are Matthew, Morgan, and Andrew, and Morgan and Andrew only watch
No,
like
we
30
get,
No, I think
we
Ryan
get
Bailey
more
watched
views
it.
than that.
No, we don't. Our last video got 4 views.
No,
Well,
one
it's
got
not
like
our
10
fault.
views.
That's for the people for not watching.
They're missing out on some good content.
I think that was because I posted it while the camp out was going on.
Oh yeah,
I think
and
Ryan
those are our
Bailey watches.
viewers.
Yeah.
Shows everyone who watches.
So what were we talking about?
Movies getting delayed.
Right.
Oh, right. We were talking about how so theaters are gonna have to close permanently because
Is
of this.
AMC under?
AMC's fine. They Well, they're not fine. They did some
think
restructuring. They're
it's
gonna be fine.
How's
Until-
Cinemark?
Cinemark's doing-
the only.
Cinemark's not as big, and also they're open.
I mean, if
Oh, yeah.
movie theaters
So I think
close, then they'll.
Cinemark will
But
be
they're
fine.
not making. They're losing money definitely.
Oh, definitely. Having to
Like
pay.
just being open, they're
Well,
losing.
Yeah.
Well, because they cost more now anyway. Because they have to pay for all the mat.
The
now-
ticket prices are more.
Well, but that doesn't really affect them
That
very much.
affects
Yeah.
me not wanting to go.
No, they're not.
No, the ticket prices for the old movies are only $5.
Yeah.
Tenet is like regular price.
No,
You just probably forgot how expensive movie tickets were.
they're like $12.
Well, like
Yeah, it's
like,
15 for
Well,
Gen
like
Ed, I
the
think.
theaters are costing more to operate because obviously they have to pay for staff, sanitization protocols.
Yeah, and they.
Oh, did you
barely-
see that one like stadium is using like drones to disinfect the stadium?
Dude, that's
That's
Genius.
awesome.
I know it sounds like something out of like Akira or something.
That's cool. Oh, Akira was re-released into theaters.
Yeah,
Is
if
it?
you want to
should
watch,
go watch it.
no,
No.
Akira. Okay, unpopular opinion. I saw Akira, didn't like it that
Is
much.
that
It doesn't make
Batman-
any sense, and I know that's part of the point. but it was like doesn't make any sense in a way that like what on earth were they trying to even say in this movie?
There was roller derby.
So basically,
Sky.
let me just.
Not Alita.
That's Alita.
Oh,
Alita was fun.
Akira,
I liked
the-
Alita.
Oh, Akira. Yeah.
Let me explain. Let me summarize the plot of Akira. So we start off with this this dude. He's got a really fancy, the fanciest motorcycle in town. This takes place in a apocalyptic future in 2020 when a virus has wiped out everyone. So basically the future we're in now, but in this one they have cooler
When did
motorcycles.
they make that movie?
Like 1983, I
So
think.
they've done predicted it pretty good.
Yeah.
That's why
Okay.
they were
Long story short, so there's this little midget running around. There's this little blue midget, and everyone's shooting at him, and he's not dying. And then they capture him and take him to a lab. And then the dude with the cool motorcycle runs into these terrorists, and the terrorists are like, "Hey, join our terrorist group." And he's like, "That sounds super fun because I like her and she's hot, so I'm gonna join the terrorists." So he's simping for this terrorist, and they all do their terrorism, and he's not even really participating. He's just sort of watching them and simping after the girl. And then, so there's these other blue midgets, and they're trying to, they're mad for some reason. I don't really remember. And then,
So they're like Smurfs.
then they go, so then the terrorists are trying to kill Akira, and they go to Akira, who is supposed to be one of the blue midgets, but he's actually just a loose collection of organs floating around in this giant engine. And so they blow up Akira, which is just an engine, I think. And then the blue midgets have psychic powers, and they get mad. And so they try to kill the terrorists, and then they die. The end.
Yay!
I think.
That's what it looks like.
That's all I remember from the movie.
He looks
show
a
the
little
camera.
sped.
He's a blue midget man.
I don't see any blue midgets.
Look up the blue midgets from Akira. Google will know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Wait, just look up here.
What were we talking about? Oh,
Movie's getting re-released. So if you want to watch a really confusing but really... Okay, the one thing that is cool about Akira is it's animated in 60 FPS. There are... Every second has 60 individual drawings. They drew a frame for every... for 60 frames per second for the entire movie.
That's more than Endgame had in a
It's
second.
an insane amount of animation, and it basically bankrupted the company that made it. But so the story, I don't like it.
They don't make
The animation, god tier.
It doesn't.
Nothing
they don't
compares
even
to
make anything like
I
that.
want to
now.
watch just
No.
like a clip of it and see the animation.
Yeah. So if you're an animation fan, go watch it. If you're a story fan, you'll hate it.
If
If you like anime, you'll probably think it's fun.
if you want to pretend like you're a fan of anime when Taika Waititi's version comes out eventually, go watch it now.
Yeah, if you want to be an elitist about it, read the manga. Okay.
We were doing delays, but let's move on.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Black Adam. They casted Hawkman. It's Aldous
Aldous
Hodge.
Hodge?
I don't know who that is, but he's cast as Hawkman.
I think The Rock's doing a thing where he like casts mostly like minor, like
Yeah.
unknown actors. That way he looks like a real cool, popular dude.
M. Night Shyamalan's new movie Old, which I believe is an Apple TV Plus exclusive.
Is
Okay, no.
pushback.
All right, so his new movie is not. It's going to.
How many
theaters.
people have Apple TV Plus?
No one.
I have it because it was free with my iPad.
Oh yeah, people
I
that.
think our grandma.
Is that do,
No.
do
I
they
think
have
she's
any?
It can't. If you bought an iPhone within the last year or an iPad or anything, I think it just comes with.
Yeah.
How many paying subscribers do they have?
Nobody.
Subscribe.
Because there's nothing on there. There's
33 million.
I watched one show on there.
No, that is not paying
Okay,
members.
so an analysis firm approximately.
at closer to 10 million.
Okay, so an analysis firm did, I guess 33 million, but then a Bloomberg article was like, well, we did some digging. It's probably somewhere around 10. 10 is probably the safer number.
And I'd
That
probably say
is
about,
high.
I'd say maybe 2 million of those are paying.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
most.
The others have bought iPhones.
Because
Yeah.
the other ones are probably
It's
just
not like
rich-
Apple
rich
needs
guys.
it.
No.
They can dump as much
They're
money.
losing. They're losing. So
Patrick, they're
much.
the biggest
No,
company in the
No,
world.
actually they dropped under 2 trillion. They went back down.
Is it Amazon again?
Probably
I'm
because they
guessing?
lost.
No, they're still the most valuable company in the world. They're just no longer worth $2 trillion.
Well, that their stock is
Oh, no.
everyone's worth it.
Yeah.
Not Amazon. Amazon stock.
That's because you can't. That's because people are ordering more packages online now.
Yeah.
Now they're having.
Now
Now they're
Jeff is
also
watching
ordering
everyone
food.
struggle. and
Disney
he's
stock went.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Bezos is like.
Well, you can't do theme parks. You can't do movies.
When-
They got rid of their
Okay.
gaming division, so they would.
When do you think Disney Plus is gonna start making money?
And
2 or 3 years from now.
They,
Once they
no,
up
they
the
estimated
price.
5 years after it came entertainment.
Well,
That's
that's
when it started being profitable.
Yeah, when did
Yeah.
Netflix start?
Netflix is not profitable
Yeah,
now.
Netflix
It's still
has,
not.
like,
No, but Netflix isn't profitable because it chooses not to be.
They pour
Because
all
they-
of their
They
money
funnel
into
almost all of their profit into original programs.
Yeah.
But
Jeff
half of
Bezos
it
is
That's-
like,
most 90% of everything Netflix has done original has been total.
That's
garbage.
because-
That's
Yeah.
why. 'Cause
Netflix is more about not about
Quantity
Like,
over
okay,
quality.
the analogy of
You don't
throwing
want to cut
throwing
fries
things
like
at the
35
wall
fries.
until you see what sticks. They like
just
took-
throw the whole
no
bucket.
no.
What do they have?
They took a
besides
dump
Stranger
truck.
Things?
like a planet-sized dump truck, filled it with more dump
Okay,
trucks,
what do they
filled
have-
those dump trucks with slime,
Wait, Sam.
and then threw it at the sun
Sam.
to see what would stick.
They have Stranger Things.
whoa,
Witcher.
The Witcher's pretty cool.
Okay.
That's
that's about
basically.
it.
Oh, The Last Kingdom is actually really good.
They
There's
made,
a few good.
They
There's a
had that Suicide show for a while,
13 Reasons
terrible.
Why.
Oh yeah, that ended this year.
but it
didn't
was really
Oh, no.
popular among middle
Yeah, it was. It was really.
schoolers.
It was really popular when
Among
it first
middle
came
and high
out in the
schoolers,
early
yeah.
I
90s.
remember the principal of my middle school sent emails to all the parents
Yeah, same.
telling them not to let
Yeah.
their kids watch this.
No,
Oh, BoJack Horseman is good.
Yeah.
BoJack Horseman's really good
So,
if
Stranger
you're like
Things- Stranger,
super depressed.
Okay, what
Stranger
have they
Things
made
is
recently?
Stranger Things is good sometimes.
Also, people liked House of
BoJack
Cards.
Horseman people like. Orange is the New Black was big.
Is that
for
even an original?
It is. It was big for a while, but it's not anymore.
House of Cards.
Oh, they have
Unbreakable
like
Kimmy
eight-
Before
Schmidt.
House
People
of
like.
Cards had like a rapist.
Yeah. They
Well,
had.
They always had one. They just didn't. They just didn't know it.
They-
They didn't know it yet.
Or they didn't know it and it wasn't public.
And then when the guy was like, "Hey, this dude rapes me," he was like, "Oh yeah, well I'm gay, so
Epic.
what you gonna do
Epic comeback.
now?" And they were like,
Man.
"No, you're still going to prison."
Bye bye. No, he's not in prison.
Well, you're still. Obviously, he's gonna get away with it because he's a celebrity.
Yeah,
but you know,
no,
if he was a normal person, he
He's
would've
not
gone
in
to
prison. It's just everyone hates him and
I
he's not allowed
remember
to work
Fuller
anymore.
House. Does anyone even like Fuller
No.
House? No, it's.
No.
I think that ended. too,
Didn't
though.
it? Get, no, I think it has like 5 seasons
I
though.
think it's
Yeah, it has
still
like
running.
5 seasons.
Even
but
though it's only been
over.
out for like a year and a half, it
No,
has like
it's-
5 seasons.
No, it started in 2016.
It's only been out for a year and a
It's
half.
not even good.
It's not good.
I haven't
I
seen
don't
it.
know.
I
It's
never
not-
even saw Full House. Full House wasn't even that
no,
good.
no.
Full House.
No,
But Full
Sam.
House has
Sam.
nostalgia.
You don't remember. But 6 years ago, we were staying in a hotel while moving house from our Prosper house to the apartment. And you don't remember that we watched a single episode of Full House.
No,
while
I
in the
watched an
hotel.
episode of Full House when we were at. Do you remember Luca from All Saints?
No.
Okay. Well, we were at his house for a sleepover for one of their birthdays, and
It was probably
Was I
just
there?
you.
it was me and Wyatt. I don't know if you were there or not, but I know
I
me and
was
Wyatt were
probably
there.
not
It was 4 a.m.
Luca,
Yeah.
give
And
us a
we-
like if you watch.
Come
we
on, man.
we were barely conscious, and the only thing on TV was reruns of Fuller House on Nickelodeon. So
You mean
we
Full
just
House?
left it on until we fell asleep, or Full
Full
House,
House.
yeah. So I've seen one episode. It's the one where the Brazilian guy is moving into their attic.
That was the one. No. I think you're confusing. Because we watched that episode at the hotel. I remember watching
No,
that one.
I've seen that episode. That's
We must
no,
have
that's the
seen
only
it
episode I've
twice.
seen. Yeah, I've probably seen it twice. The only episode I've seen of the show is the same one. And then the little girl's like, "Here, have this wooden
Yeah,
duck," and he's
she
like,
was-
"Wow,
She
thanks."
was all sad. She was like, "Oh no, he's gonna move," and then he just moves into
And he
the
moves
attic.
into the attic.
I don't remember
And that was the plot of the
that.
episode.
I only remember like 2
They
episodes.
have-
What were, okay, hold up. What were we even talking about?
Netflix originals. So they have all those Marvel shows for a while, but those
Oh,
are
people
all.
like Narcos,
Yeah,
right?
Narcos, people like Ozark, people like.
Oh, that has the guy from
I guess
Arrested
people
Development.
yeah, that's Jason.
People
Bateman.
like more of them than I thought.
Wow, they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
We just don't watch
Was
most of
Lost in
Uh,
Space? Did anyone watch?
No,
last
Lost
season?
in
People
Space
hate that.
it.
Oh, they have Big
Terrible.
Mouth.
I think. Oh yeah, they have
Yeah.
Big Mouth,
So many people watch that.
aka television
Oh,
cancer.
they got
So
dear white people.
Oh, my favorite.
Bad. I hate Big Mouth. So okay, the animation is like just vomit. It's just vomit. Someone just
Okay.
puked on a piece of paper and decided that that was what it
they're
should
like more kids.
Every single joke is a sex joke. Every single one.
And they're all like 13 years old.
And they're all like 13-year-old characters.
They have so much original
Netflix.
stuff.
Netflix just really loves pedophiles.
I don't think
They
any
just-
other.
they're-
Well, no, they're not like sexualizing because they're all
Sam.
ugly as hell. Like they all look disgusting.
Sam, I don't think any other TV studios make nearly this much stuff in the same
No,
amount of time.
yeah, obviously not.
They have Umbrella Academy. That's good.
Umbrella Academy is actually good.
I have-
Watch that.
Quality
I watched
television.
like the
Even
first
though
episode.
it's just X-Men, just watch it anyways.
it's
like
just weirder X-Men.
yeah, it's just X-Men if everyone was sad.
Mindhunter people really like, and that one's got a lot of critics.
Oh, actually, I did watch that. That show is good.
Haunting of Hill House people like, and I think they're doing this.
Anyways, this is all.
Yeah. They've done a lot of stuff.
And Disney Plus has The Mandalorian. That's it.
And High School Musical, the series.
Oh, they have Clone Wars.
Kid
Oh
President.
yeah.
Diary of a Kid President.
No,
I watched
Diary
Of a
of
that.
Future President.
Oh,
Yeah.
Diary of a
Kid
Kid
President is a
Was that
canceled
any
YouTube
good?
series.
How do they have
I
more
watched-
like kids programming? Oh, well, I guess
It's
I
Disney.
watched that entire
Actually,
show.
Disney
Yeah.
Plus, Timmy Failure. Even though the trailers looked god awful, the movie's actually not bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a good
very
movie.
decent.
Watch
they
Timmy
had
Failure.
the Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, we
I didn't
we
watch
never
that.
saw that.
Yeah.
We should.
We didn't
watch
have Disney Plus when
We
that
can
came
just
out.
pirate it.
We'll,
I mean,
we'll
we
just-
don't pirate
we'll,
stuff.
Watch it definitely. in a
We will
legal
buy
fashion.
Disney Plus just to watch that movie
No,
and
we'll
cancel
just-
it the next day.
No, we'll just watch
Okay,
it when we
next-
get it
next
from
thing
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
See,
alright.
we need to just
Alright,
Avatar 2 is pushed back. Big whoop. All right.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I know they wrapped filming for it though.
Again.
Avatar 2.
It's been pushed back. Oh no.
Apparently-
What is-
okay.
what is-
So I think it was pushed back, and then they've wrapped filming.
So
It's
you know
over.
the
Do you
movie
think a lot of
Avatar
people
with
are
the
gonna
blue
go see it?
people?
Yes.
You know the sequel they've been making for 7
No,
years?
no.
Pushed back again.
People are like, oh, I don't care about Avatar. I think it'll still make like a crap ton of money.
I
yeah,
don't.
clearly.
I think
No,
it will.
because the novelty of the
I
first
think
one.
they will just go see it.
But there's
Yeah, I
nothing
think that
new
might
about
happen. But the novelty of the first one was the effects, and now every movie basically looks like that.
I don't think it'll.
So
it. Movies now.
I don't think it'll beat Endgame. I don't think it'll beat Endgame.
I don't know.
Of course.
Everyone
they
who
won't.
says that is a retard.
Yeah.
You're actually like brain dead if you think that Avatar 2 is gonna top Endgame.
Well, I think what'll
Your
happen.
brain is rotty mush
Well,
soup.
we're at the point in terms of visual effects in both movies, television, and.
I mean, the original Avatar still holds up really. It looks really good.
Well, the
But
thing is, like,
everything looks like that.
people. There's two. In the olden days, like not in the olden days, like 40, 50 years ago, people saw movies because of the people in them. Like they would go see a movie because Clint Eastwood was in
Yeah.
it,
That
and
still
he was
happens.
big. Not to the same extent.
That and there were like 5 celebrities.
And they went to go see it because of the novelty. Like if
It was a new thing
like Star Wars was huge because it was a giant leap forward.
because it was a new thing. Yeah.
Yeah, people no longer do that. People just
Now-
don't
Well, no,
care as much.
it's not
Now
that they
the
no
movies
longer do it.
actually
It's
have
that
to be
we
good.
haven't had anything like that happen. The last time that happened was Endgame,
Yeah.
and the time before that was Avatar.
Yeah.
Because Avatar was the first one to really do CGI well
I think
and
what'll-
do it, because if you go back and watch it today, it still holds up like fairly. Because it came out in what, like 2012,
2009.
2009. It holds up really
You
well.
watch something that came
Like,
out like a year.
If you
earlier,
watch
so-
Justice League and then watch Avatar, and you'll be like, my God, what did they do to this movie? But like,
That's
Avatar looks-
Take that
Avatar looks pretty good for how old it is in terms of effects.
How come the
Endgame-
Marvel CGI looks so much better.
Well, but they've had like
also
11 years
they
to mature
have
them.
the giant Disney money stock.
They
Yeah.
have ILM.
They have ILM doing it.
Yeah, well, and like in Endgame was the next big revolution because it was the
Because
it's the first time where basically a serialized movie style, almost like a TV show, came to a conclusion. It basically, let's say the first TV show, right? The first finale to a TV show happened. I assume that probably had a decent amount of views. This is the first
Like
time.
the finale of MASH.
This-
finale
It was sort of
people
like the
actually
finale
watched.
of the most popular TV show, the most
Ever.
popular long-running TV show of all time.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still going,
It
but like,
probably is like
yeah.
based on ticket sales. It's not Simpsons. Shut up.
Do you guys think the next Marvel movie is gonna get nearly
No.
like, or do you think it's gonna get?
I think-
close to, like Captain.
I
Marvel?
honestly think Marvel is in
No.
a really bad position right now because they just had Endgame and Spider-Man was like that was decent, but like they just came off of Endgame. Their next lineup of movies isn't looking good.
Well, they
Okay,
still
no,
have
no,
to
no,
have
It's
new
not.
characters.
The only one that I even care about is Doctor Strange.
Well,
Yeah.
Thor,
That
All
one
the
I'm
other
really excited
ones-
for.
Guardians
They
of the
have
Galaxy.
movies
Oh,
that I'm
no.
excited for. It's just
They're so far down the line.
that I think they're doing a multiverse plot. It's fairly obvious. We'll get to it in a minute when we talk about
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 and the casting news that just came in. But they're obviously building up to a multiverse to some extent. And I think the problem they're going to run into is that DC is doing that at the same time.
No, but DC's
No,
No. But the
DC's
thing,
gonna dominate this cycle of.
I
like,
think it
comic
will.
book movies.
I really think they will.
I don't think they will.
Yes,
If
of
the
course
Batman-
they are. They
If the
have
Batman
movies-
if the Batman movie is really good,
they're doing
and if the
movies
Flash
people
can
care
get-
about.
Here's
if the Batman movie is really good, and the Flash gets Michael Keaton, I really do
Right,
think that they
right
will
now,
have a chance.
DC has the bigger characters
DC
on the big screen.
Yeah.
DC is prepped to take over.
Yeah.
But
But
they're gonna they
if
could
Batman-
royally screw it up.
if Batman isn't good enough to be their Iron Man,
Yes, true.
it's not going to work out.
That is-
Batman needs to be their Iron Man.
And
I'm like 90% sure the Flash movie's gonna be bad.
I don't think it'll be bad.
It'll probably.
I think the direction will be poor, and I don't think the script will be very good.
They're doing Flashpoint.
It's gonna be
Sort of.
bad. It's gonna be
They're using it to restart their universe. They're doing a
Obviously,
Flashpoint. And they haven't set up any of that. And you know what that means? They're going to cram it all in the first 30 minutes. And you know what that means?
I don't think
The
it'll-
second act is
it's gonna-
basically going to be pointless. And you know what that means?
It's-
Big CGI battle!
It's gonna be Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, it's going to be Rise of Skywalker.
I don't think it'll be a terrible garbage fire. I think it'll be.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I don't know. If
I bet
Batman...
if the CGI looks anything like Justice League.
If Batman is
No,
good
no,
enough
no.
that they can build a universe in that Batman movie's world, they might be able to make it work.
DC has
If
to.
it isn't, they won't, and they will fail.
DC has to fix.
No, what they gotta do is make it so people who watch Batman, if they didn't see Flash, are like, oh cool, a Batman.
That Batman movie has to kickstart their universe,
Yes.
or it won't work.
They have to fix two things before
So
they
what
can do
they what they
anything
do
else.
with Flash has to be like just fix everything, and then after that, have never mention the Flash movie again.
Yeah.
It's just like a reset.
Yeah. Batman needs to be their Iron Man. They need to make a standalone Superman movie that's good. They need to make a standalone Wonder Woman movie that's not part of the old canon that's good.
Well, no,
And they just need to
Wonder
build-
Woman is still in the new.
They
canon,
need to
right?
build the
They're
Justice
together.
League before they make a
They're-
teen movie.
They're never getting.
And if they can
Yeah.
do that well, they can take
Yeah.
over the next cycle of
They
movies.
need to-
If they don't,
Yeah,
Marvel will keep.
yeah.
Well,
They need
What will
to
they
fix
call-
two
I
major.
bet they'll call it Justice League.
Yeah. No, they'll call it the Justice League.
The Justice
Yeah.
League.
Or they'll
gonna
try
do
to,
it with
or
the
they'll try to
Suicide Squad.
rebrand the
I
Justice,
would not
or they'll
be
rebrand the
surprised.
Justice Society as the Justice League. and it'll be
They're
the
doing
exact same thing.
No, because they're doing Justice Society. and Black
They're
Adam.
literally just gonna call it the Justice
That's-
League
I-
instead of just. I'm
Me and
so,
Yeah.
Patrick. Me and
That's
Patrick are
so-
calling this.
That is so something.
If in
they would
7
do.
years there's a Justice League movie, it's just called the Justice League.
That's such a.
We get $200.
You wouldn't be surprised.
No, that's probably what they're gonna do.
But yeah, they need to fix two major problems. One, brighten up Batman, make him younger, and two,
Make it make
fix-
sense.
fix
Just
Superman.
make it make sense.
No, they just
make it make sense.
they can do whatever the crap they want. They just need to make sure those characters are solid.
Just make it make sense.
But that
And not-
happens
and not-
when
and
you
not
make
murderers.
the movie good. That happens.
Just make them not murderers, and you're fine.
Yeah.
I love when the
no.
heroes are
What needs to
murdered.
happen?
My favorite.
Superman needs to be Superman. Batman needs to be Batman. Not some
Funny reference.
paranoid, crazy person who wants to kill Superman for the entire time he's on screen for no real reason.
Yeah, until Justice League, where he's like, we're pals.
Wonder Woman,
Hey, pal,
Wonder Woman can stay the
pal,
same. You know
what's
what? Keep Wonder Woman the same. She's great. Keep Wonder Woman. She's fine.
up? Aquaman's fine.
Aquaman is fine too. Just make sure that
Maybe
you
make
distance
him a
him
little
from the
better.
previous universe. The Flash needs to be recast. Not because I don't like the actor that
I
played him.
don't
I think
like
he
him.
did his best,
I don't
but he's
think-
just not good at being the
Wait,
Flash.
so how are they
He's a terrible
gonna?
actor.
How are they gonna get? How are they gonna keep some of the characters from Justice League and totally change some? Of
That's
Well-
the thing. Is if they do that, it'll be ruined. They will ruin it. If they try to do anything to that extent.
No, I think.
If they keep any
They
connection
got-
to the
they
past
got-
movies, they will ruin it.
Well, they have to.
But they have to keep. If they get rid
They're
of
keeping-
Wonder Woman, people are gonna lose.
They're
their
keeping
mind.
Henry Cavill.
No, they're gonna keep Wonder Woman, but she's gonna.
No,
So the
I think
only
they're gonna.
person they're getting rid of is Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, no,
They're
I don't
keeping
mean.
the majority of the characters.
I mean, they need to get rid of the tone from the past
Yeah.
universe, and I don't mean like bright, make it all bright and cheery like
And you
Joss Whedon tried to do in Justice League. Because like, part of my Justice League
like
sucks.
find their own field. That
yeah,
isn't Zack
find a
Snyder.
thing,
Justice
find a new
League
thing.
was so bad. I'm just remembering seeing that movie right now.
The big, I think,
We
this-
saw it on vacation.
the
for that.
linchpin of the failure of the previous DC
Saw it in
universe
Arkansas.
was that Zack Snyder directed Man of Steel.
They didn't even set
If-
up Justice
if
League.
they
It
had
was like
someone-
Justice League now.
If they had someone who understood Superman better direct Man of Steel, I think they really could have saved that universe.
I think
Because I think that
just a
movie.
single movie Zack Snyder directing would have helped.
I think that movie set the tone for the universe, and
I don't
because
think
they set that
that's-
tone using Superman, it basically killed their chance
But,
of the
okay.
universe.
what they should have done is Man of Steel should have not been Christopher Nolan.
Because that
well, okay.
totally could have been their Iron Man. He's Superman.
Yeah.
He's the most popular and like notable superhero all time.
He is the superhero.
When you think superhero,
He's literally the physical
when you fly
incarnation.
to India or China
And
or
ask him-
Africa and you go, what superheroes do you know? They go Superman. They might say Spider-Man, they might say Wonder Woman,
Or the
but the
Flash.
first one they say,
Flash.
the first one they say is Superman
Yeah.
because he is the symbol of superheroes.
Yeah.
He's the closest thing to like a modern myth that we
I
have.
don't
He
think
is
you-
the Zeus of our time.
Yeah.
Okay, I think if you were to ask people to name a Marvel superhero, you would get a ton of different answers.
I think
But
you
if
get.
you have
I think you get
name
either
a
Iron.
DC superhero, you would either
You
get
get Superman
or
every
Superman.
time. Yeah. Like, what's your 3 favorite DC heroes?
Batman,
Superman, Wonder Woman.
That's
Boom.
what you're gonna get.
That's
every
what
single time.
you go to someone. What's
Unless
your
you
3
go to
favorite
a
Marvel
nerd.
characters? They're like, ooh, I don't know, Iron Man, Thor,
So,
Yeah, no,
Hulk.
no.
I don't know.
If you go to someone who isn't a nerd about comic books and ask them who their characters are, it's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. If you go to like a comic store, they'll go, Darkseid, Wally West, Flash, not Barry Allen.
Ghost
Flash.
Rider. Like, you're
Ghost
just gonna get a
Rider.
bunch of weird random answers.
Yeah, but yeah. So the biggest problem DC faced from the onset was Christopher Nolan after he did the Dark Knight movies, and they were
Why
crazy.
did
and
they
the
jump
tone
start
was-
their universe with that?
Can I talk for like 30 seconds? So they had him do those, and they were wildly popular and wildly successful. So they were immediately like, do this with everyone. Christopher Nolan, can you do our Superman movie? And he was like, no, I just want to produce. But I got my pal Zack Snyder.
But
over
I got
here."
my boy Zach, and my boy Zach knows how to make Superman depressed. That's what you wanted, right?
And then they did that,
That's
and then
not what we wanted.
because Man of Steel was not intended to be the start of a cinematic universe when it was first created.
Because
Because it started development.
Yeah.
It started development like right before Marvel like kicked off with the Avengers,
Yeah.
where they were just like weird disconnected movies, and then that happened, and then immediately after that they were like, we gotta do
crossover,
crossover, and then they were like, well, the Dark Knight trilogy is closed, like we can't continue that, it's over. Bruce Wayne's in Italy having dinner with Catwoman, so like we couldn't use him. We have Man of Steel, we could use that. Green Lantern flopped, we can't use that.
Yeah.
And then they were
They
like,
didn't have any foundation to build it on. The only thing they did have wasn't a foundation. At best, it was like
Man
a.
of Steel.
At best, it was a spin-off of what Superman
Now-
should have been.
Now, BVS, if you go back, a lot of that is like a pretty good continuation of that movie. The problem is that
It's a fine sequel to Man of Steel. It
But
just
it's
still
not-
isn't Superman.
Yeah, it's just not. Well, Man of Steel wasn't a good enough.
It's a
movie.
sequel to the character that they called
They-
Superman in Man of Steel.
They haven't
But
done
it isn't
another
Superman.
Batman movie, like a Batman.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a Batman. Well, there has Lego Batman movie, but there hasn't been a live action Batman movie in 8 years.
The Lego Batman movie is actually really
It's the
good.
best DC.
Well,
It's-
good thing they're. Well, that's probably why they're doing Batman.
Yeah.
The Lego Batman movie is to Batman what Into the Spider-Verse is to Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Well, it's not as good.
It's
Like,
not
in
as.
terms
I
of,
don't
like,
think it's as
actual movie.
good, but like in terms of like what it represents to the fans
Yeah.
and what it shows, what it like
You
expresses.
mean people liked it?
Is the because like they both have a very heavy emphasis on like that character's history and sort of the culmination of all the crazy
And
wacky things that make them who they
exploring the
are.
relationships of that character in
Yeah.
terms of other characters. Like there's a sort of a weird benefit in animation where you have for some reason they feel it's okay to like, and not to say that it's wrong, but to like pull on the history and the separate characters involved in their lore.
Yeah.
That just for some reason live action movies are
They
always
just don't wanna do-
cowardly
yeah.
to do, which is why
Because it just wouldn't feel.
well, I really want them to do that in the new movies. Like if they go, the biggest thing they could do to
They
be
need
different.
to totally acknowledge this.
Well, but
Yeah.
I think doing all that like history odes and stuff, I think that only really works as a
Well,
spin
not to say like to do that,
or
but
as a
like,
one-off thing.
to make them, the biggest thing they could do to make themselves different from Marvel is fix the villains. If instead of one villain in a movie who's just the evil version of the superhero and he gets killed at the end, they have a really good chance to, especially in terms of Batman. Batman's, a lot of his focus and a lot of his character comes from his relationships with the separate villains.
Yeah.
And if you're able to build that up, that character grows along with the villains that he's fighting.
I think a lot of the like with CW shows, it's like a new. You're expecting.
It's
oh,
villain
what,
of the week.
who's the villain gonna be this
Yeah.
week or this season?
Yeah.
And like same thing with Marvel movies. It's like, so who's the villain of this movie? And then
Yeah.
there's like the villain of the overarching.
I think there's just a
season.
villain problem with the movies in general. Like, I mean, Thanos was cool, but he was really the only villain that lasted more than a
I think
movie.
the
But now no
I
one
think they
can
make
do
the
it like
stakes
Marvel
too
did
high.
it.
Yeah, that's
now.
true.
Yeah.
Because if they do it the same, people are gonna be like, we already saw.
Well,
it.
He did that already.
I think that they've made the stakes too high in all of them, where it's like there's this big giant CGI action sequence in the end, and the only way you can
big
pay that
bear
off,
Yeah.
from mutants.
and the only way you can pay that off is to kill that villain.
Yeah.
Like if at the end of if at the end of Age of Ultron they were like, now you're going to jail, Ultron, after you like blew up a city. It's like, well,
We're taking you to jail.
it's like he doesn't kill him. It's
Yeah.
like they kind of wrote themselves into a corner by
They need
constantly doing that.
one of them who can.
Has any? Well, the actor for the Mandarin went to jail. Is he the only Marvel kind of villain that ever went to jail?
Loki survived for a long time.
Loki went to jail,
He went to jail.
But
and then he became a good guy. Jail work.
And then he killed.
Jail
He
work?
was
Question
murdered.
mark in Marvel Universe. Jail work.
Jail work. Hey, I don't know what that means.
All right. Anyways,
Moving on.
what's next?
We talked about DC for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, we talked
every
about that for a
episode.
while.
I think that's it from
All
last
right.
week's.
We want to talk about rumor time and tech stuff.
Oh, we didn't do this week's. Did we?
I don't want to do anymore.
They're doing a sequel to The Lion King.
Great.
Yeah.
With new director and writer and
No,
soundtrack
like,
found
the
before.
CGI Lion King.
They're not doing a sequel to the sequel.
No, they are.
No, they are.
That's the one we're talking about right now.
I thought they were doing an animated sequel.
No.
No, that already exists.
I mean, it's technically.
No, like a sequel to the DVD sequels.
No.
No, okay, there's two alternate universes for the animated Lion
Oh my
King.
God.
No,
DVD
there are
sequels.
3 Lion King movies.
Oh, guys.
No, there's 3,
Wait, I
but
thought
one of
they-
them takes place in an alternate universe.
Why, out of all the movies,
Okay,
there were
so-
Lion King sequel?
No. Okay, so.
Why? I thought they were doing the animated.
So, okay, so.
No,
Are you sure? Look that up.
yeah,
They are.
it's
Dude,
a sequel
dude,
to the
live
CGI
action
one.
made $1 billion.
But it was so bad.
It's the highest
It was
grossing
awful.
animated
Oh
movie.
God.
It was
Who's
awful.
directing it?
Barry Jenkins.
It's not even an animated.
Barry
it's
Jenkins,
not
a
even
character who
live
sounds like a background character
Yeah.
from a Deadpool movie.
You can't even call it live action. It's just ultra realistic
Jenkins.
animation that takes the life out of
Okay.
every
Yeah.
sucks the life.
It sucks the expressiveness out of
the
the
only
medium.
time I think it worked was Jungle Book.
Yeah,
I think it worked.
and that's because you had the human character
And it had Bill Murray.
and you had Bill Murray. But like,
Normal movie.
Yeah.
But Baloo
No.
was great.
Quality. Movie without Bill Murray. Movie with Bill Murray.
Oh yeah. It would have been so much worse without. Him
If they
playing
could
the
get
villain.
him in a Marvel movie,
yeah, I
Bill
mean,
Murray should play a villain.
they're
call him
like
Kevin
if you
Feige.
compare the, I mean, I don't know, this is a drastic example, but if you compare the death scene from the original animated Lion King, that thing makes like adults cry.
It
If you
made
look
me
at the death
cry.
scene, if you look at the death scene in the new one, it's like,
Okay.
oh, that's just a big dead
Well,
cat.
no, you go.
That cat's dead.
No, you go.
That's a dead
That-
cat
no,
right
when
there.
No,
anything
you're like,
happens-
that happens in nature. I see
No.
that.
Yeah.
No, when anything happens in
That
any of the
makes me
remakes, you're
about
like,
as sad
yeah,
as
I
Bro-
knew that was gonna
Well,
happen.
and because Simba's
Makes
face, Simba's face is static.
Yeah.
In the animated one, you see
He's like,
the hope just drain from him
No,
as
yeah.
he's like begging his father
it
to
makes
come
me-
back.
It makes me about
And-
as sad as like driving by and seeing a dead squirrel.
Like when, in the yeah, exactly. And in the new one, he's up there and he's like, Dad, wake up, Dad, it's time for school,
Why are you dead?
Dad, and he's like, his face, there's no expression.
Yeah.
Like when,
It goes from
like
this.
you remember when we saw in theaters the movie when he yells no and it like zooms out, the theater burst out laughing.
It looks like a
Because it
Sam
was
Raimi
so
movie.
bad.
But yeah.
It looked so bad.
Barry
But
Jenkins directing
Yep,
sequel
for that.
exploring origin of Mufasa. Good for
that
him.
needs a sequel, even though who cares? Honestly, don't care.
All right,
Um,
let's get this death in the family thing and we'll
Mufasa
start
was
that.
like
There's a death in the
irrelevant
family
besides
thing?
Dying.
They're doing an animated movie that's like a choose your own adventure thing.
That's
Wait,
weird.
There was a trailer for it a
it's
few
like
weeks ago.
Mufasa's like biggest impact in the original
He's
Lion
dying.
King is just dying.
Well, no, he's a good character. Like they
he's,
set him up.
he's wise.
Well, they
and
set him
he
up as
died.
Well, it's kind of like Bruce. Not, I was gonna say Bruce Campbell. Whatever. Who wrote The Hero's Journey?
I don't know, the guy who
Something
wrote
Campbell.
Campbell
whatever.
guy.
Whatever his name is. But it's
He's
kind
the
of
mentor that dies.
yeah, he's the mentor that dies. But yeah, that's it. So moving on to Spider-Man.
Great.
Tobey Maguire might be in.
No.
He might be in
Guys.
The Multiverse of Madness.
Guys.
There's
Oh,
rumors.
yeah,
that
there
he-
was some rumors about.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk
No.
about. We'll talk about that in rumor.
Why
mode.
would Spider-Man be in Flashpoint?
Sam? We'll talk about that in rumor time.
Wouldn't that be cool though?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. What are you talking about?
Okay, so if you guys remember the 2014 film, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, beloved by everyone, especially for its villains.
Nobody hated it.
Especially that of Jamie Foxx's...
It was so good, they decided to cancel their entire universe, because nothing could top The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
You guys remember the beloved villain Electro from that movie?
You know, that bald Indian man.
Was not
Who was a janitor. Who fell into an
I
eel
don't think
tank.
he was a janitor
And
either.
somehow... No, he was the janitor of
No,
that
he just
facility.
worked there.
And he fell into an eel tank,
And
and
got
that made him a
electric
villain for some reason.
Yeah, so if you remember, Jamie Foxx played him in that film, and he's coming back for Spider-Man 3 to play
Thank
Electro again.
God. What would I do?
Without Jamie Foxx!
He has promised that he won't be blue this time.
I didn't have a
That
problem
was
with
the
the...
whole part.
I honestly didn't have a
Thing.
problem with it. I actually preferred the design of the new Electro,
I
because
don't.
it made more sense. It looked better than
No.
Starface
Okay,
mask.
they should keep his design from the Marvel Spider-Man game, which is what I think they'll do.
What was the design of the
His
game?
design in that it's still like it's kind of like it's still the green suit and like the yellow electricity, but it's kind of like militarized and it's like
Did he have the
it's
Starface?
kind of like a containment suit.
Did he get the
And
Starface?
he doesn't have the big Starface
Good,
mask.
that's all I care.
It's just his face,
Take
but
away
it
the
has like.
Starface.
But you know how when someone gets struck by lightning, they have like the scars that looks like a lightning bolt. It's like that, but it's like all over his face. He looks really cool.
So
I
it looks
think
like
they
Darth
should do
Vader.
Okay, next.
that. Kinda. Rumor time! It's rumor time! Everybody,
It's
rumor time!
rumor time.
Patrick, can you make a rumor time theme song?
For the
I'll make a
rumor
rumor
time.
Patrick's gonna make a rumor time.
It's the rumor time.
So,
Be more like a bumper.
starting off from Pedro Pascal is rumored to only be doing voiceover for the third season of Mandalorian. And
I
not
would
to-
not
I wouldn't be
surprised.
surprised. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I wouldn't be surprised
No,
if
I
it did.
think.
But I don't know. Yeah,
I think he's gonna appear in photo shoots, and
Well,
then
I mean-
I think he's gonna do voiceover.
Because as the show continues, I think he's going to be taking off his mask more and more. Because I think that's just going to be part of his character growth. I think that's just what they're going to do.
Yeah, but he's only gonna be in the scenes where he's not wearing the mask.
Yeah, and that's what I think he's going to.
Because they have to. They've already established that.
Yeah, they are. They were like, "This is him. He looks like this." They can't take that back now.
Yeah.
No, but that was just
History's
such a
strong.
good moment.
It was a good moment, but yeah. I mean, if it happens, I wouldn't be
I think
surprised.
he's
I just don't think it will.
I think there's gonna be a moment this season, because you know how like
I think he hates wearing the suit. I think he's just.
so you know how he's allowed to take his mask off in front of Baby Yoda now.
Yeah. What?
At the end of the season, the architect lady is like he's like part of your like tribe now.
Oh.
So it's okay to take it off of him.
No, they didn't even take it off.
No. I think there's gonna be a scene where he's talking to Baby Yoda and he's gonna take it off for that.
Great.
But
Cool.
like, that's
I don't.
What?
Tom Holland is rumored to be playing
Link in
in a Zelda series.
in a Zelda series for
He's
Netflix.
a good Link, dude.
He'd be
I-
okay.
He'd be fine. But why?
He's a little.
He played an elf in Onward.
Why? Like, okay. Imagine
Well,
like
because he's a recognizable
the
actor.
blonde twink elf boy. Tom Holland don't look like that.
Yeah.
You can make him.
Tom
look
Holland
Like
Tom Holland is like a skinny dude, but he's muscular. Link isn't like a muscly dude.
He's like.
He's
Okay,
just
look,
like a dude.
all right.
He looks like Patrick, but with
Speaking-
longer hair.
Okay, but
Speaking of video
it
game
doesn't
movies with-
matter what they look.
Yeah.
You just wear the Link outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna be in a big.
Like, imagine if
hat.
Patrick had like a 20% sharper jawline and like big long blonde hair, and then you get Link. That's what Link. is.
Patrick would be a good Link.
Patrick could be a good Link. Patrick, you audition.
They
Nintendo,
would
give
not
us a
want
call. Patrick will do it for like $100.
We promise. We
Possibly
promise on behalf of
10
Patrick.
grand men.
That's
But
still
yeah.
cheaper than
No,
Tom
but
Holland.
I've been-
Here's my experience. I've played Karate Steve. I've played Marty,
Patario.
Pataria. Those are
So many roles. What?
So
You're
many-
gonna Spider-Man,
beloved,
Patario.
Beloved.
Who are you gonna take?
beloved, recognizable characters from all the people who watch us.
All like 40 of them.
We don't have to minimize it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I've been begging for a Netflix Zelda series forever.
I don't think it would be good.
Because it
I
could.
don't think it would be good.
I think it has so much potential to be cool.
I don't
Anytime
think it does.
video games become movies,
No,
it
no, no.
sucks.
Not the pure fact that it would be a
'Cause-
video game. Just the fact that that movie is about a one single character that doesn't talk wandering around a dungeon.
Also,
But you
if
can-
name-
okay,
make
number-
it
adapt
Netflix.
that.
You can make him talk. That's not.
That's
He
what they
talks
did
in
with
Breath of the Wild
Pikachu.
all the time.
No, he doesn't.
He's just not voice acting.
Yeah, but that's in every
Sam.
Zelda game.
Exactly.
They did that with Pikachu, and look.
That movie was fine.
But
I mean, it was
Pikachu
kind of weird, but it was fine. I think it could work. I think the Zelda universe has a lot of potential to have stories be told in it. Because it's a very, like, well-established fantasy world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that understand
You're
that
right.
world.
I think they could do it as long as they don't adapt one particular game.
I think that
If
too.
they do their own story, I think it'll be better.
Yeah, and I think they could like adapt the game if they wanted. Like if they wanted to do like what was the big one?
Ocarina of
If they
Time.
wanted to do like Ocarina of Time, like Majora's Mask, I think they could do that. I don't think it would be as good as if they made their own thing.
I think they would need to have it be Link and also some other characters for him to play off of. It
but-
couldn't just be him alone.
Yeah.
It would have to be him and a few
And
others.
I think it would kind of be similar to the style of Mandalorian, honestly, because I think a lot of the time of the show would be spent with just Link and maybe a
doing-
small group of characters,
and
the
doing
characters he meets
side
along the way,
quests, yeah.
doing little things for people that he meets along the world on his grander quest to,
And then in
probably
the
save
end,
Zelda
he has a
because
big
it's-
CGI
yeah.
fight with Ganon. Yeah.
and that'll be in like season 2 or 3. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be okay.
I think it has a lot of potential.
But speaking...
Actually, you know what? I think it would be really similar to The Witcher, just with less blood. Because I mean, it's fairly a similar story. He's trying to save the princess. His only friend is a magic horse.
He's an elven boy.
He's an elven dude. He's
With
got
a
long
magic
hair
sword.
and a magic sword. Like, that's basically The Witcher. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean.
Speaking of video game movies with Tom Holland, there was leaked set... Well, not leaked. I think there was just set photos of Uncharted. They were not of Tom Holland. They were of, what's his name? Mark Wahlberg playing Sully. And he doesn't have his mustache, and now I want to shoot everyone involved with
I
that
don't know
film.
who anybody that is.
Sully
in that
is like
game.
the older mentor character, and he's got a mustache, and he doesn't have it, and now I'm mad.
Oh, no.
Got rid
Big news character
of
has
his
no mustache.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't care.
All right.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so there was a lot of rumors about Doctor Strange 2. There was rumors that Emily
Yeah.
Blunt would be in it, Tom Cruise would be in it, and Tobey Maguire would be in it.
As alternate dimension characters.
Versions of other characters. That's cool. If you want to do that, awesome.
I would love to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man meet the
Older, sadder,
much
poop-faced
lesser-
Spider-Man.
yes, I stand by that. The lesser Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, because he's just not a good Spider-Man. He's not good.
He's too fat.
Also,
Yeah, honestly, he's a little.
They'd have to have him
fat
lose
for
weight if
Spider-Man.
he wants to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but they're not opposed to
I am-
throwing people into this.
when you play a superhero, you're because it's so much of it's CGI. You're less playing a character, and you're more just.
You're more just a puppet.
You know, you're just there to work out. They just
Yeah.
pay you to get abs.
Yeah.
They
Alright.
put you in the.
And they put you in a big dumb
They,
suit.
they put you in the Shazam suit.
Alright, do you want to talk
But,
about tech time?
Tech time.
Tech time. So, the new
We
iPhone.
need themes.
Yeah.
We need we transition to gaming and there's like a gaming.
Yeah. So, the new
every
iPhone.
every single time we should just play that with the gaming and the
The
power
new
goes up
lineup
skip.
is looking more confusing and complicated than ever. So we got the iPhone 12. We got the iPhone 12 Pro. We got the iPhone 12 Pro Max. We got the iPhone 12 Mini. And there's been
That's
rumors of a third SE, which I
no.
don't believe,
That's it.
but
That's
wouldn't
all
be
they're doing.
surprised.
And Sam's gonna put in pictures of every single one.
No, I won't, because they don't exist.
And so the only one most people are gonna get is gonna be
The
the
Mini,
because
because
it's
it'll
gonna
be the cheapest.
No, they're gonna buy
And then no, they're gonna get the Mini because it's the cheapest.
Every time
Was
iPhone...
there a year that like
That the cheap
remember-
one wasn't the best-selling
Yeah.
one? No,
Yes.
that's never
Like
happened.
iPhone 6,
always
iPhone
the
6S,
cheapest one.
iPhone 7, everyone got them.
Everyone
Always
got
the
the
one.
7, just the base. Did anyone buy a 7 Plus? I
No.
don't remember seeing
No.
many people.
Because it was the cheaper one.
People bought the iPhone 10, which was the most
Because
expensive one.
it was
But there was
the only
only
one
an
that
iPhone
wasn't
10.
the
Well,
8.
no, because the 8 and 10 came out. And most
No,
had
there was
them.
the 10 Max. There was a bigger 10. No, wait, that was
No,
only
no,
the 10.
That was the next
Yeah, when the
one.
10 came out, it was only the 10.
Yeah,
People- no,
it was only the
10 and 8 came out.
No, the
Yeah.
8 came out
No,
like
no,
2 months
8
before.
came
Yeah, but like
But it came out
iPhone
before.
10, no, they released at the same. Like they
Around
were
the
announced
same
at the
time.
same time.
Yeah, but everyone wanted the one that looked cooler, so they bought the cooler. That was a little bit of an
that,
exception.
they bought the
Because that was
okay,
a,
but when they look the same, but one's a little different. Like
That's
one's
when people
bigger,
buy the-
people
yeah.
buy the cheaper one because they're like, it's still the new one.
and I mean, even with the iPhone SE, the new one, a ton of people bought. I know so many people that bought that phone just because it was a cheap way into the Apple ecosystem. Even though it looks like an iPhone 8, and for all intents and purposes, it's basically an iPhone
It
8 with a better
is.
processor. They bought it because they were like, it cheap, buy phone.
But this year, people are gonna buy the iPhone 12 mini.
Yeah, they'll buy the Mini. We'll see a couple with the regular 12. Your
And then
millionaire
the
friends
people-
will have the Pro.
Yeah, the people with a lot of money, they'll have
And your
the-
billionaire friends will have the Pro Max. For the max.
For some reason,
all the
I just
rich
see a
people
bunch
at
of
JP2.
all the public school teachers just have like the
Yeah.
iPhone 12 Pro Max. Or iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Oh, and
Yeah, the
120
teacher
hertz.
salary.
120 hertz not coming to iPhones.
And
this
they all
year.
have Apple Watches, like all of the teachers.
Everyone
Yeah.
I don't know
has
how.
No, even the bus drivers have Apple
I
Watches.
know. I think the district just hands them out.
Yeah.
I don't
We
about
we
it.
know you're poor, so
Welcome
we'll
to-
give you an
Welcome
iPhone.
to the weekly staff meeting. Here's your Apple Watch.
But yeah, they said, or they haven't
Text
said,
it,
but
obviously.
according to like some supply chain stuff that's leaked, which is
Teacher of the
always
year
how
gets a
Apple gets
car.
stuff leaked.
Teacher of the year gets a BMW. I'm not even joking.
What
In PISD.
school district are you in?
Patrick said like,
Patrick's going to a
I'm
different
not even
school.
Joking.
Can I
But
just
yeah,
say,
so 120 hertz, the ProMotion from supply chain leaks is not coming to the 12, any version of the 12, because Samsung has had issues producing the displays, so we're just not getting that. It might come
whatever.
in the
Come on,
12s.
Sammy.
Now there have been some 12s
Send
leaks
text messages
because
saying,
because it's time for the 12s to leak now. The 12s leaks do show 120 hertz displays, but we'll see how that goes
I think
next year when that becomes relevant
The
news.
12 will have at least 90, I bet.
No, I don't think it will. I think it'll be the same 60
I don't think so.
because most Apple customers don't even know
But
what
it
that
has
means.
the hardware to do.
It took me an hour to explain to my friend why the iPad Pro screen, like what 120 hertz even meant, because they just don't understand and
Patrick,
they
I
don't care.
Patrick, you're kind of well versed in this, so you care. People, when they go by iPhone, they go home. They don't know. The only thing that they notice
They're like-
that is different is there's another camera.
They're like, is phone have camera? Cheapest? Good, buy phone. Thank you. Bye bye. That's how they buy iPhones.
Whoa, new
They can't-
iPhone.
Oh,
they
color, blue.
yeah, no,
Thank
no.
you. Bye bye.
No,
Would I buy
yeah,
anything
seriously.
that's not an
When they
iPhone?
buy a phone,
No.
they get whatever is new,
Apple does
cheap,
it on
and
purpose.
colorful.
No, no. And they get whatever's the new.
Apple
people-
intentionally keeps
Yeah.
its main base
There are
woefully uninformed as to what I need to
people
use.
New
just
cheap
get
Apple,
the
that's all they
iPhone.
care about.
It has to be iPhone.
Because
Yeah.
Apple
cheap Apple.
Apple never tells you what things mean. They make up a fancy name for
Promotion.
promotion. Every single flagship laptop in the last 5 years
Except
has a 120
MacBooks.
hertz display, except MacBooks. But Apple's got this iPad. Does it have a 120 hertz screen? No. Ew, gross. Tech drive. Promotion. Ooh, that sounds nice.
We've made a new
That
television.
sounds fun.
We've made a new television.
When they have
it's
the-
called
It's
called the Apple
It's
Flux
got-
Display.
When they had the
4K.
pressure sensitivity screens on their phones,
Forced tap.
did they call it like pressure sensitive
3D
screen? They're like, no, 3D touch. Because you're touching things in.
I think I think they're gonna do a new TV. They're gonna call it like the new Apple Flux Display.
I'm surprised when
and
they
it'll
put the-
just be like an old CRT TV.
I'm surprised that when they put the heart rate
$3,000.
sensors on the Apple Watch, they didn't call it beat time or something. Like they didn't come up with a
We're
stupid
calling
name
it
for
an
heart rate
exercise
monitors.
app.
Or
Running
that-
cool.
The EKG is now heart spike.
Apple Heart.
Apple
like
Heart.
like they intentionally make it really hard to understand what things mean because one they know that they're
Spatial audio.
yeah like what is that
It's
What does that mean?
It's just all the
Yeah. like
The audio goes everywhere.
so and I think because
new.
I think because of that they can get away with not producing phones with higher refresh rates because if your audience doesn't know what a refresh rate
Yeah.
is they're
Like-
not gonna care.
Like every 15-year-old girl
If-
that buys a new iPhone every year.
If you go up to someone and you show them an iPad Pro and an iPad Air 4 and you have them
Whoa,
swiggle the
that's-
screen, they'll go,
they say
oh,
that-
that one looks nicer, but I have no idea
They
why.
would say they're exactly the
Yeah,
same.
probably. Like, yeah.
If you had them in like a case and you couldn't tell which was which, they'd be like, well, this one's a little slower.
no, they wouldn't even notice.
Or I
that.
guess this year it's actually faster.
Yeah, the
So
iPad
you
Air
would-
4 has a better processor than the Pro.
You wouldn't even know.
The Pro that was released earlier this year.
But then again,
So
what
the-
are you doing with your iPad?
The Air is
It's
so good.
intense.
The Air is so good this year that why would you even consider getting the Pro right now?
I have
Because now
a,
can
I have a
watch
friend that's
Netflix.
buying the Pro.
Unless you. Get
And I
the
was
old
like, hey,
Pro.
the iPad Air is faster and basically the same. She's like, yeah, but it doesn't come out for another
it
like
doesn't
2
say-
weeks. So I'm going to buy the Pro.
It doesn't say Pro.
Well, she doesn't care that it
But
says
Apple
Pro.
said this. But Apple put this is really cool on the.
But like, I had
Pros-
like, I had
Pro
to.
doesn't equal Pro. Pro equals consumer better.
But like over the course of like a week, I basically had to explain what an iPad Pro was to her. She didn't even really understand what that meant.
It's got good cameras that you're not gonna use,
Yeah.
and it's got.
It's got a way better camera than your phone, which you will never
It's
use.
only gonna use Face ID. It's that's the only difference.
Alright, everybody
And I
hold
think-
still.
Now I think because of pandemic, the iPad Air 4 with Touch ID makes a strong case against Face ID. Because if you're in class,
Yeah.
you can't take off your mask. So you're going to have to
use
enter the
the
passcode. But if you got that Touch ID, you're like, boom.
Why don't they just do both?
It's
No.
unlocked.
Everybody in my school did just
Yeah, I mean, I do that with my phone.
Yeah,
But,
they do that whenever they're
like I use the iPad for like taking notes and stuff in class. And like, it's so much easier to just be like, boop, got it.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
We're done. This was
Is that
long.
it for rumor time?
Sorry we didn't make a podcast last week. Patrick was tired, but he's probably more tireder right now than he was last week. So
Last week was it was a mental break from all this stressful news.
thank you for watching. Sorry Wyatt wasn't here. He's working at
He's-
Whataburger now.
Yep.
Sam's
He
gonna put in
always
a
has a
picture
lot
and
of
address of what Whataburger.
No, I'm
Oh,
not gonna do
I have
that.
a cool 5%.
Epic.
We
Right?
got a special fun movie Karate Steve project in the works.
You
Maybe
That
we might.
maybe or
no,
maybe
That
not.
might
Okay.
become something
We should
one
never-
day, several years later.
We got a project in the works that we can't.
We should never announce things because 90% of the time they don't end up.
Don't
Yeah.
don't take our word for it.
Don't wait for it, but we are in the process of writing
Hero.
what may
2
become
pages.
a Karate Steve TV special. So
Now,
just
if it is coming out, will be next year.
at
So-
the earliest, yeah.
So don't look forward to that.
No,
All right, I
definitely.
think that's pretty much it
Thanks,
for today.
Thank you for that one person who watched this whole thing. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.